high snap, play action, Nichols underneath, caught, gets away from one tackler, gets away from two tacklers, down the sidelines, one man to beat, stutter step, getting away to the end zone, number 8, Dylan Talley, touchdown, Bowie.
Robertson in motion, Craven's back to pass, goes across the middle, Ghostin holds it in, he's gonna go to the touchdown, to the house, Cravens to Ghostin, Colt, touchdown!
As a tight end, pulls a guard, Barrett finds the hole, follows the pulling guard, cuts outside, bounces outside to the 20, 10, 15, 5, touchdown, Bowers, touchdown, Bowie!
And folks, we have history at Haltom. Danny Bustamante has just pitched a no-hit, no-run, no-walk shutout. A perfect game for Danny Bustamante.
Rios looks at Alvarado and turns home. It's going to that left field gap. That's a base hit. Here comes Axel Alvarado. The Colts are going to take the lead in the top of the 7th on the base hit by Gannon Howard. Burkle out of position. They've got to pass, and they've got to go! Patomeco with the pass. Mirario has a bit of a look. Shot on goal, and he gets it in! Two tight end set here as we go to the left-hand side with B.J. Rogers. Rogers is into the second level. B.J. Rogers to midfield. One man trying to catch up to him, but he will not. Number 6 in for 6. That will do it.
This broadcast is under intellectual property and may not be repurposed or reproduced without express written consent. Enjoy this presentation from Zach Arnold Productions. Energetic Media Solutions.
It has been over a decade since the Arlington Colts have played on October the 31st, and we've got a very spooky ball game and a senior night lined up for you all here on this beautiful Friday evening for football. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of High School Football on the Zap Network, presented by John Wade Roofing. Alongside my pops, Doug, I'm Zach Arnold, bringing you tonight's District 8-6A action between the Arlington Colts and the Grand Prairie Gophers. Pops, it's nice to be back at UTA. We've got a great crew that's helping us out tonight, but you will notice that Tim Costello and Jot Holly are not a part of tonight's production because they're out trick-or-treating with their kids. Family first at the Zap Network.
Yeah, it's some fun memories that they're making tonight. We got to work with Jot last night, and we've got a great crew here, like you said. One of the big changes we've made this year with Zach Arnold Productions is bringing on some interns, and so we've got 2 great interns on the camera work tonight for us, and you and I get to work the ball game tonight for senior night.
And continuing with the family trend, Mom is off on the sidelines there, making sure that everything goes smoothly behind the scenes. So we've got a really great crew and a really fun ball game lined up for you tonight. The last time Arlington played on exactly Halloween night, it was also a senior night, but it was against the Martin Warriors back in 2014. That was when Bob Wager was at his peak, and Arlington fell in that game by a pretty considerable margin. So we're hoping that maybe a little bit of that Halloween magic can ignite the Colts to a victory tonight.
Yeah, we've got the Grand Prairie Gophers here at UTA tonight, and then the final game of the season next week will be against Martin over on Martin's campus at the brand new Michael Glaspie Stadium. So you and John Nelson are going to be on that call.
We will.
A lot of fun for y'all. We'll be with the South Grand Prairie taking on Bowie for the district championship next week. So we've got a lot of action still to go here late in the season on Zap.
A lot of really fun games, but this one definitely has a different tone and a different mentality to it, with it being senior night, with it being a chaotic district with a lot of teams fighting for playoff positioning. Bowie secured a home playoff game last night as the 6A D2 team, but there's still a chance for the district title, as you mentioned. Arlington, Haltom, and Lamar are all fighting for those final 2 playoff spots, and it's this round robin of who defeated who, because Lamar beat Arlington last week, Haltom beat Lamar, Arlington beat Haltom. So there's a lot of craziness in that potential tiebreaker situation. It's above my head. It's above my pay grade. And I heard Coach Peach say on the coach's show that he does every week with John Nelson that their focus is only on what they can control. And that is exactly the mentality to have. The only thing you can control is how you play on the field tonight, and whether it's Coleman Cravens, whether it's Christian Alvarez, you've got a couple of seniors that are going to be lining up behind center, and you're going up against a first-year coach on a team that is in the wake of tragedy, losing their head coach as tragically as they did during the offseason. But Coach Ross has been gradually building up his program over the course of this season. Coach Peach mentioned in the coach's show that he has noticed improvement on the film, and that improvement paid off with a win last week against Sam Houston. So these Gophers, while their record may not show a whole lot, their effort has definitely been exhibited, and they're riding on a win from a week ago.
Yeah, and that's going to be something to zero in on tonight. Here, you can't take any team lightly. As Sam Houston found last week, the Gophers rose up and beat them by a good margin last week, 35-27. And so we're looking forward to tonight. Zach, you talked about senior night, and they've already recognized the football seniors here in pregame. And you gave me a number earlier today.
Yeah.
How many seniors are we graduating from this team this year?
This football team, in the 23-year history of the Scott Peach era, is the largest senior class in 23 years. I heard from his coach's show, again, John Nelson does some great questions in less than 10 minutes.
Right.
Coach Peach said this is a 42-player senior class.
Wow.
And you can only field 22 starters at a time.
Right.
So what Coach Peach was bragging on is how many committed young men there are to this football team, that even though they may or may not get a whole lot of playing time, they are invested, they are showing up, they are practicing hard, they are going day in and day out for this football team. And we're going to try to emphasize the seniors as much as we can tonight. As you hear the alma mater playing softly in the background, there's a lot of pride in that spirit, pride tradition that goes on in Arlington High. And it's never been higher than what we're getting right now with 42 members of this senior class.
So what you're saying is at the end of the year football banquet, we're going to be there for a long
We
time.
will. We will. Because Coach Peach loves bragging on his seniors. Even if they didn't get hardly any reps, he talks about their intensity. He talks about their commitment. He talks about how much improvement they've shown. And it's just a testament to how much Coach Peach loves his team, loves his program, loves his players. And that love gets to be put on display tonight, on senior night, on Halloween, in what is probably one of the oldest matchups in Dallas-Fort Worth. Before you had Arlington Bowie, before you had South Grand Prairie, there was the city of Arlington and the city of Grand Prairie.
And they do go back decades, back to the early 1900s when the Arlington High was the only school in town. Grand Prairie was the only school in Grand Prairie. And yes, it's a storied rivalry. So who are we looking at tonight on the ball field tonight? Who's been performing this year, and who should we be watching this evening?
Well, the big question mark that's still up in the air that I didn't get verification on before we kicked off was who's behind center for the Colts. Obviously, you want to see Coleman Cravens come back from injury, but you also don't want him to get re-injured right before the Martin game.
Right.
And so it could be a quarterback by committee. It could be Ethan Alvarez, who was 8 of 15 for 137 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had a rushing touchdown as well. He was solid in the first half against Lamar, and then Lamar made some halftime adjustments and was able to mount a rally in that second half.
Right.
They've had another week to practice him. So if it is Alvarez, he's only going to get better at this system. He's only going to learn more. He's only going to be able to do more. And so we definitely are going to be keeping our eyes open for which one of them is going to be back. We got Jamar Burton and Max Revere, who combined for almost 100 yards on the ground last week. You got Kason Brown, who is the team leader in receptions and receiving yards. He's got 4 receiving touchdowns on the season, and he'll be looking for more. But the one thing that I'm really curious about, Pops, is going to be the Arlington defense. They have given up significant rush yards against teams that are good on the ground. South Grand Prairie, they gave up over 300 rushing yards. Against Lamar last week, they gave up pretty close to 300 rush yards, if not more. this Grand Prairie Gopher team has a couple of players that are very athletic, but they're predominantly a ground game team.
Right.
And when you take a look at a dual threat quarterback like Jordan Brown, or you've got a rusher like Xavier Clinton, who's gone for almost 800 yards and 8 scores this season, that's 100 yards and a touchdown per game, regardless of opponent, in Clinton's point.
Right.
So
But
the
then
defense needs to lock down the run game.
And we've seen that defense step up. We saw them come up with some great goal line stands in the Bowie game, and they have made some significant turnover opportunities and given it back to their offense. We've seen players like Mendoza, just a real ball hawk. Anywhere he is on the field, he seems to be near the ball. And so they've got some really good players. It's a matter of which team is going to show up tonight, which defense will show up in this ball game. You know, when you talked about Coleman Cravens, if we happen to see him, his stats on the year, I mean, he's been throwing at 52% on the year so far. 697 yards for Coleman Cravens, 9 touchdowns on the year. So if we see him able to come back, we were at the game when he got injured, and it was so interesting to. He was pushed out on the far sideline, and we didn't even see a timeout. He popped up real quick and came off and then all of a sudden he was gone.
Right.
And we were like, where did he go? And it took us a few plays to figure out that he wasn't going to be coming back in. And there was a stretch there where Arlington was missing some of 3 of their big offensive weapons. Burton was out, Revere was out, and Cravens was out.
Correct.
And now we saw Burton and Revere come back last week. If we get the third piece of that tonight, we may be able to get this back on track as we head into that all-important emotional Martin game next week. That's always a highlight of the season for the Arlington High School football team. So we
cannot get too far ahead of yourself, though.
Gotta finish tonight.
The captains are meeting at midfield. We'll go ahead and send it over to our primary camera as the coin toss gets ready to determine the beginning of this football game. A reminder, fans, that the pregame show is presented by our friends at Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services, Inc., a family-owned business with a team of professionals who have been taking care of the Arlington area for over 50 years. So don't let insurance be a headache. Chapman Cornelius can help you create a custom-tailored insurance plan to meet your needs and budget. Call April or Jason at 817-265-3346.
Zach, we mentioned it's a beautiful night for football here this evening. The weather report tonight, sponsored by C&LC, in support of Colt football. First tier, best tier, Kick 'em Colts, C&LC. It's going to be 60 degrees at kickoff time, real fall-like kind of chill in the air. Wind negligible. The little flags on the goalposts are hanging limp right now. At the wind out of the southeast at 7 miles an hour. 0 chance of precipitation as it's clear. Zach, we can see Cowboy Stadium, Ranger State, Globe Life Field. We can see downtown Dallas. It's so clear here tonight from high atop UTA's Maverick Stadium. It's going to be a great night for football.
We're excited to have you all along for the ride for senior night and Halloween night. I know that there are a lot of people that are out trick-or-treating tonight, and so we appreciate it if you're tuning in to tonight's broadcast instead. I know that there are people at the game tonight that are coming in costume. As we mentioned, Pops, it's been about 11 years since Arlington High School has had a game on Halloween night, and we'll have to wait and see if some of that Halloween magic helps propel Arlington here tonight.
May have to watch for some trickeration tonight on the ball field. As the Colts are amassing by the big Colt head blow up on our left. The Colts will be clad in black pants as they come streaming out, led by the cheerleaders. Black pants with a dark green, Kelly green uniform top and the green helmet. Across the field, Grand Prairie is coming on the field with a white jersey top and black pants and a black helmet. Colts have the traditional horseshoe C on the helmet. The Gophers with their little angry-looking little gopher on the side of their helmet. And cheerleaders, bands, the Sons of the White and Green blaring. Boy, we've got a great setting here for Friday Night Lights. Zach, we had Thursday Night Lights last night.
We did.
And we got to witness the Lamar versus Bowie game. And boy, what a game that was. It was a punch, counter punch, score. I mean, it was just a very exciting. We were taking bets on the over/under by the middle of the second quarter because they were really getting the score up there. It was a fun game to watch and call last night.
It was indeed.
Bowie came out on top. We had the one game last night in the district last night. Everybody else is playing tonight. in the district action. And so Seguin is on hold tonight. They've got their bye week coming for them. And so we've got the game here, game last night. Martin is taking on Sam Houston over at Choctaw tonight. And an interesting game I really want to keep my eyes on, Haltom is playing at the Gopher Warrior Bowl against South Grand Prairie.
We'll try to keep you apprised of all of that in addition to providing some thoughts and analysis on this ball game as well during the halftime show presented by Taqueria Taco Express. Go ahead and copy that link and hit the share button. We're going to turn the crowd microphone up for National Anthem, and then right after that, it is kickoff and football time in Texas. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Zap Network.
We also honor the parents and family units that have provided a pathway for the success of our young people. Please hold a good thought for our seniors and their families who celebrate senior night this evening as we observe this moment of silence. And now would you please remain standing for the national anthem to be played by the Arlington Colts band under the direction of Nathan Jerome.
The pride of Arlington High, showing off the pride of our country as we get ready for kickoff here at UTA's Maverick Stadium. Live on the Zap Network, it's high school football presented by John Wade Roofing, Arlington's favorite roofer since 1982. Alongside my pops Doug, I'm Zach Arnold. Cameron Wilcox and Chaz Melton tag teaming the camera duties tonight, and Patsy on the producer side of things. Families out trick-or-treating, and our family is getting to have a little bit of a treat with some high school football tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to look around the crowd. There's a good crowd filing in here on the Arlington side, a little more sparse on the far side for Grand Prairie. But you do look through and you see the band. A lot of kids in the bands are dressed in costume tonight, having some fun with that. I like that the band directors let them have that freedom to do that on Halloween night. It's been kind of anybody that's a teacher knows it's maybe been a nutty day in the classroom today with all the candy.
Probably.
And there'll be even more on Monday. Well, of course, with
sugar rush.
Arlington is off on Monday and Tuesday for the students.
That's
so
interesting.
By Wednesday, maybe they'll have all the candy eaten.
I read an article somewhere that Arlington, the city, was voted one of the most safe in America to go trick-or-treating at.
I did hear that. I saw that same thing.
And then, of course, all the comments section was like, isn't that where the Amber Alert was founded? So
True.
There's a little bit of an irony there, but we hope everybody has a safe and wonderful Halloween night, however you choose to participate. Arlington will be sending things away. That is Pierce Ling getting ready to kick this ball game off. Two men standing at the 15 for the Gophers as we are underway in Arlington.
Kickoff goes out of bounds. Teams will change positions and get ready for the first series for the Gophers. Looking for number 17, Jordan Brown, the sophomore quarterback for Grand Prairie, to come out and begin leading this first series for Grand Prairie. First snap, and there's a whistle before we can even get started. Yellow hanky comes out on the far side of the field over there. We're going to have fun with number 8 for the Colts tonight. Samaje Davis has got bright yellow socks wrapped around his ankles, and he's going to look like he's throwing flags all evening, Zach.
We'll have flags around his ankles.
Motion against Grand Prairie, back them up 5 yards, and they'll start from the 20 now.
They had a quad formation, and now they'll spread everybody out. Empty set for Grand Prairie. Gonna go deep on the very first toss, and it'll go over everybody's heads and out of bounds. Michael Green was the intended target there.
Yep. Jordan Brown just lofted that one a little too far out of bounds for his receiver to be able to get underneath it before he could get a hold of it. Make it 2nd down and 15 here for the Gophers.
A lot of motion. That's number 1, Clinton, in the backfield. Play action to him, and that pass is overthrown. A little curl route, hoping to have some downfield blocking with the receivers in front of him. Incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and long.
Almost looked like a busted route on that particular play because the ball went somewhere where Brown was expecting his receiver to be, and the receiver was in a different spot.
Hardly any time elapsed here in the opening quarter. 9 seconds off the clock after a couple of incompletions. 11:51 to go here in the first. Clinton will get it on the draw, and he will not get the yardage needed. He gets back across the original line of scrimmage, but that will be it. And the punting unit will come on for Grand Prairie.
Well, it's interesting that Grand Prairie has come out early in this game throwing the ball, and when you open the game with them saying that they were pretty much a running team, running yards per game, 230. They come out passing to start. Clinton leading the year on the year with 734 yards rushing, and 2 out of 3 first plays are.
This is a fake.
Well, there's the trickeration.
And it turns into a treat for Arlington as they'll get it in amazing field position, and we'll get our first look at who's going to be lining up behind center for the Colts. I see number 1, Coleman Cravens, in uniform.
I'm looking at the group of Colts at the 30-yard line here and see when they break the huddle who comes out.
This is going to be Kason Brown and Max Revere. But there is a quarterback lined up to the far left-hand side, and that is Ethan Alvarez. So they're going to go with the wild horse with Kason Brown, wild cat, wild horse, the Maverick formation to start the ball game. Brown will keep it himself to the left-hand side, and he's got a crease. Kason Brown to the house. Touchdown, Arlington. One play, and the direct snap leads to 6 for the Colts. 24-yard scamper as Brown outruns everyone. And Pierce Ling comes on to take advantage of the turnover on downs. Extra point is up and good. Your new score, Arlington 7, Grand Prairie nothing. This is High School Football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back. John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience with tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need home and auto, business insurance, or individual or group medical, Chapman Cornelius has knowledgeable agents who will help you select just what you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott at 817-265-3346. Coming back from that timeout after the scoring drive, this is the classic South Drive summary. It only took Arlington one play. Direct snap to Cason Brown, 24 yards on that score for the Colts. The next time you're ready to drive something new, contact Yadi Pagan at 817-706-5679.
A lot of lateral running there for Joseph Seals, the senior free safety. Number 7 able to get it near the 30-yard line, and that is where Grand Prairie's second possession will start.
Finishing off that Reader Classic Chevrolet, relax and enjoy the difference.
At one point, he tried to ask me to say relax and enjoy the ball game, but I was like, that just doesn't feel right.
We're already doing that.
Well, and my OCD doesn't want to change something that already works. I get that song stuck in my head so often as this run play goes up the middle. Maybe 3 yards there for the back. You don't want to hear me sing, but when I hear classic Chevrolet, relax and enjoy the difference, I don't need to change it or say anything different. Second down after that short run. Clinton spins out of one tackle on the give, but does not spin out of the other 2 or 3. Forward progress is stopped there by Hayden Bostic. Looks like also assisting there was number 90, Cam Gray.
Yeah, that was a tackle by committee there by the Arlington interior lineman.
It'll bring up 3rd down and about 7. Arlington's special teams unit was not caught off guard on the fake punt during Grand Prairie's last drive. We'll see what they're able to do here on 3rd and 7. Play action, gonna toss it to the right-hand side. It's gonna bounce off of the head of an Arlington player.
Batiste with his head in the game on that play.
Michael Green looking for the flag. He won't get it. Pops, we saw a lot of similar penalties get called in last night's game. If the defender isn't turning around to look for the ball, very often the flag gets thrown. It does not happen there, and the Gophers go 3 and out.
Yeah, you would think the chance could have been there because it bounced off the back of Batiste's head. So he wasn't turned around watching the play or the ball come in. Max Revere back to receive this punt, standing at about the Arlington 35. He drifts a little bit to his right, touches the ball at the 30 and bobbles it, picks it up and looks to run upfield, looking for a crease. He's moving to the near sideline, and he finally gets tackled by Grand Prairie special teams unit, and Arlington will start at about the 28-yard line. Tackled there by number 25 for Grand Prairie, Zion Ross on that play. Colt offense comes out on the field, and this time we're going to see them led by number 16, Ethan Alvarez, in the traditional quarterback position. He also has the bright yellow socks on, as does Max River. There's got to be a reason for that. A lot of the players have the bright yellow wrapping on their ankles and shoes tonight. Ethan Alvarez in the backfield, in motion. Goes number 2, Burton, as he moves towards the sideline and picks up several yards on that play. He's going to pick up about 4 to 5 yards on that play. Gets Burton on the sweep. It'll be 2nd down and about 6 for the Colt offense here. One receiver wide to the left here, 3 going out to the right. Alvarez and Revere in the backfield. Again, Burton in motion. The handoff is to Revere this time. He jogs up the middle looking for a hole, but it gets filled pretty quickly, and I think he's going to actually make the line of scrimmage on that play before he's brought down. But there is a flag on the field right at the 30-yard line. We'll see what the call is from the refereeing crew here. Looks like it's going to be a face mask on Grand Prairie. That's going to move the Colt offense further down the field, another 15 yards there, and give them a first down, as the ball is going to be placed right at the Arlington 46-yard line, 1st and 10.
Bowie was guilty of several infractions similar to that last evening. Almost every penalty they committed was a 15-yarder, but they were still able to come away with a victory. Arlington hopeful to maintain their momentum and take advantage of Grand Prairie mishaps.
Revere trots off the field. Burton in the backfield with Alvarez on this play, Zach.
Only 2 down defensive linemen. Do you see that?
Yep.
Alvarez looking for Burton and overshoots him. He had the right read. Burton was up against a linebacker on that play. Just couldn't quite get the touch pass into him, and it'll be 2nd down. When you've got this type of field position, why not try a go route and just see what can happen? You've got a lead. You've got a little bit of momentum. Go ahead and uncork it. 8:06 to go here in the first quarter. This will be a handoff and a tackle. No, a shed tackle. My goodness, Revere able to get away from 3 Gopher defenders, and what looked like a tackle for loss ends up to a gain of 2. Some great fight there by number 22. Alvarez wearing a concussion protocol helmet, which is an optional feature that we've seen a lot of NFL players using. Romeo Dobbs of the Green Bay Packers wears one on a regular basis. As another penalty marker gets thrown, looks like there was contact between the defensive and offensive line.
Yeah, it looked like the defensive line jumped early and made some contact, so this may be against Grand Prairie, but he may have been drawn off sides just the same. Nope, they're going to march it against Grand Prairie. So that'll put Arlington closer to the yard to gain for the first down.
Well, it was 2nd down and 8, I believe. 3rd down and 8.
Yep.
So that'll make it 3rd down and about 3.
Arlington edges their way into Grand Prairie territory at the GP 47-yard line. Revere and Alvarez in the backfield.
They'll give it to Revere on a counter play, very close to the line to gain. I don't know if the second effort is going to give it to him, though, Pops. The referee spotting him at the 45, and the line to gain is the 44. 4th and 1. I say go for it.
Yeah, Grand Prairie's Oliver Murillo, the junior inside linebacker, was the first to make contact on the play. Arlington going to change some personnel out here on the receiving core, but 4th down and short.
4 receivers set, 2 to the left and the right. They're going to go with an option, and Alvarez will option his way forward for a first down, lowering the shoulder down to the 42. Don't get your head too much in the game, young man. Looks like Prairie in on the stop, but not before Arlington moves the chains on 4th and 1.
I like that call, going over the right side, but right behind your right tackle, Taylor, but probably Nelson leading the way on that play, opening up a hole just enough to get that first down.
They'll keep that 4 receiver set here on 1st and 10. Revere in motion now. They're going to go with the swing pass to him. He gets away from the first tackler, looking for the corner, and he'll pick up solid yardage before he's finally escorted out of bounds. Number 21, Kervin Roberts, the strong safety, coming down, but not before Revere picks up about 8 on the swing pass.
Arlington offense moving methodically here as they've got a second and short situation now. Alvarez and Revere in the backfield. 3 receivers split out right, 1 to the left. Tight end up on the line.
Alvarez to pass. He's got one-on-one coverage, looking for Cason Brown, and overthrows him. No flags on that one either. I don't believe that Grand Prairie was looking for the ball there either, Pops. They're letting these receivers and secondary players kind of toss hands a little bit and see who ends up being the most physical.
Yeah, it looked like the Grand Prairie defender had some hands on the back of number 4, Cason Brown there, but the referee let it go. It was a little bit out of Brown's reach, so he wasn't likely to catch it anyway.
22, Kenyon Jeffries in on the defense. 3rd and 2, man in motion. Handoff, left side. There's a hole. There's a first down. There's a cutback and a spin move as Jamar Burton gets it inside the 30.
There's a little mustard on the lettuce there right about the 30-yard line.
This
may have been a hold on a lead blocker.
A hold. That may be what got him into that open space.
See what the communication is from the head referee. It is indeed a hold on one of those lead blockers that broke.
That explains
Burton
why
out there.
Burton got so open.
Spot foul. So it moves it back to being about a 3rd and 12 here now for the Colt offense.
If they can pick up half of this, I'm betting Coach Peach goes for it again. You don't need necessarily all 12 in this one play.
Revere checks back into the backfield. Burton comes out as one of the receivers on the left side. 2 to the left, 2 to the right.
Nelson and Moore, the 2 receivers to the right. Burton and Brown, the 2 to the left. Alvarez just under the Arlington A. Back to pass. Throws to the left. One-handed catch, but the referee says out of bounds.
Good attempt there by Cason Brown on that pass from Alvarez.
Tried to be acrobatic with it, just could not quite get that tiptoe in. And Arlington will play field position and send it away on 4th and 12.
Cason at 6'1", that pass was about 6'2".
Just out of his reach. So Ling will stand at the 45.
Nobody defending him. Watch the fake on this. No, he gets it away.
He does get it away. Clinton back to retrieve it, but he'll let it roll towards the 21. And Grand Prairie will get it around the 20 when we come back with more high school football on Zap after this.
A-frames that bring their A game. The next time you need to get your brand out to the community, go with the printers who are in your community, Eka Signs. With everything from wall signs to banners, printed tees to hats, Eka can even do same-day rush orders on select products. Visit ekasigns.com/shop to see their full list. That's ikasigns.com/shop. Eka Signs, a partner of Zach Arnold Productions.
Welcome back to UTA Maverick Stadium. 5:13 to go in the first quarter. Arlington able to capitalize on a Grand Prairie fake punt that did not go well. But other than that, it's been the field position game. A false start is going to hurt Grand Prairie's field position to start their drive here. Cannot play behind the sticks if you're the Gophers, Pops.
Yeah, they're just a little jumpy coming out of the gate here. You would think that maybe they had some of those kinks worked out by this time of the season, but they may have some new players on the offensive line that are not used to the cadence count from the quarterback, Jordan Brown.
Arlington with a 5-3 overall record, 2-3 in district. Grand Prairie 2-6, 1-4 in 8-6A. That one win coming a week ago against the Sam Houston Texans as Clinton tries to make up some of the yardage lost there. He'll get it to about the 19, and it'll be 2nd and long.
Brought down on that play by Jesus Giron for Arlington.
Under 5 minutes to go here in the opening frame.
I'm watching Jesus kind of dance to the tune of what the band's playing right now. He's having some fun out there on that defensive left edge.
We're all having a little fun tonight on this Friday Night Lights. 4 receivers set for the Gophers as Clinton moves to Brown's right pocket. Play action, stepping up, tossing it to the right side, nearly picked off. That was a floater that almost ended up in the hands of number 32, Nate Hall. Grand Prairie lucky to escape with a 3rd down.
I think it went off Nate's hands. It was a little bit of a high pass, and he stepped in front of the gentleman he was defending, and he saw a lot of green in front of him there. May have taken his eye off that ball just a tad early, anticipating a pick 6.
Playing behind the line of scrimmage again, Grand Prairie with a 3rd and 13. They'll spread it out, 3 wide right, 1 left. Clinton's got it, and Arlington brought the pressure, and he'll maybe get a yard before he is stopped. Big tackle at the point of attack by Jesus Giron, and he makes a couple of big plays on this drive, Pops, to force the punt.
You know, we talked in the pregame about the 42 seniors that are graduating. Giron is a junior, and so it's good to see him in there making great plays and getting ready for going on to be a senior next year.
Revere standing just outside the star of the Arlington A at midfield. Colts bring the pressure, can't get to it. Revere will take it at the 45 and get met there since he didn't call for the fair catch. He was fair game, but Arlington does have it in plus territory when we come back here on Zap.
Taqueria Taco Express is the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions, with locations in Arlington, Grand Prairie, Waxahachie, and a new location opening in Mansfield. Solving your Mexican food craving has never been easier. Visit them on Taco Tuesdays for their special 5 tacos and a large agua fresca for just $10. Find out more by visiting taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Welcome back to Maverick Stadium. Arlington has it in plus territory to start this drive. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the opening frame. It's gone rather quickly, I feel like. Revere's going to run it right up the gut and is going to get met at the line of scrimmage. Israel Gomez, the senior D lineman, will only allow maybe 3 feet.
Yeah, Revere saw a hole on that left side, but it got plugged up very quickly by the senior defensive lineman for the Gophers. Alvarez steps back for the next play with Revere to his left. 1 receiver split out right to the left, 3 to the right.
Now Burton in motion. Jet sweep to him. They're going to get a clean block this time. Burton's looking for the crease. He's inside the 30, trying to stutter step and finally escorted out of bounds by a mound of Gophers.
A mound of Gophers, including number 22, Kenyon Jeffries, on that play. But some very good elusive moves there by Burton on that jet sweep. And that's one of the things we loved watching about him before he got injured.
And I love the play call because that's the call that Arlington got the holding penalty on just a drive ago. They make the adjustments. They figure out how to do a clean block this time, and it goes for a big gain. Another man in motion. Play action this time. Alvarez is going to go to him. That's Revere. No, that's Burton, I think.
No, it's Revere.
That was Revere in motion, and he makes the catch at the 11 for another big gainer.
And a good play to haul that one in. He had to come back to the ball, and that was slightly underthrown, but a good job of stretching every inch of his 5'9" frame out to haul that one in.
That's the roster 5'9". You always add a couple of inches.
5'7.5". But a good play nonetheless. 1st and 10, Colts in the red zone here for the 2nd time tonight. Ball resting at about the 12-yard line. 2 minutes and 31 seconds to go here in this fast-moving first quarter.
So they can get a first down without the touchdown. That's Nelson on the left-hand hip of the O-line. And Arlington will take a timeout to talk about it with 2:31 here in the first. We'll take a timeout with them and be back with more high school football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Local Legends Figures immortalizes your athlete's achievements for a lifetime. Featuring 6-inch figures with poses in football, baseball, band, hockey, even lacrosse. Local Legends makes every effort to show their likeness down to every possible uniform detail. To order your custom figure, call 817-681-0393 or email orders@locallegendsfigures.com. Modern West Windows and Doors is a partner of the Zap Network. They're also partnered with trusted industry leaders like Lowen, Weather Shield, and Simpus to guarantee quality product and installation. Whether you're searching for new concepts for your entryway, living room, dining room, bedroom, or even a workshop, Modern West has the solutions you're looking for. Visit the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth or visit modernwestwindows.com.
Coming out of the timeout with 2:31 in the opening half. Arlington wanted to make sure they didn't get a delay of game penalty there, Pops. They're in prime position, but you don't want to play behind the sticks.
Yeah, you want to keep your momentum, keep moving forward from where you're at instead of, first and 10 instead of first and 15 is a much better position to be in.
This is the wild Maverick formation. Brown running to the left side, reveres his lead blocker. Almost the exact same result as number 21, Kervin Roberts, comes up from the strong safety spot to prevent a touchdown, but it is very near the line to gain. Second and short.
Yeah, ironically, they can pick up another first down
They could
here.
get a first down, but we're hoping for something else. Alvarez goes back behind center with Revere out there with him. Burton in the slot to the right. Brown by himself to the left. Revere on the counter. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Arlington. You can hear the cue for the fight song before you actually hear the fight song on our ambient mic here at Maverick Stadium. As Arlington pads that lead by a score. Revere punching it in from 2 yards out. That will cap off Arlington's scoring drive, and the next time you're ready to drive something, call Yachty Pagan at 817-706-5679. Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
Here's Sling on for the kick after the touchdown. The kick is up, and it is good. Arlington takes a 14-0 lead with 1:46 left in the first quarter. We'll step aside here. This is high school football on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
Need a cleanup that's easier than finding your seat on game day? Trinity Logistics Services has you covered. Whether it's your home or your business, Trinity will drop off and pick up the dumpster. No hassle, no mess. Founded by Arlington's own Chet Soto, class of '97, Trinity Logistics Services is proud to serve their hometown. Call 817-693-1302 and let's tackle your next project together.
14-0 your score with 1:46 to go here in the opening frame. Arlington able to capitalize on the good field position, starting that drive at the Grand Prairie 47. This one will get fielded at about the 5-yard line.
That's number 1, Xavier Clinton.
Clinton will get it to touchback position, and a flag comes in, so that may be negated. As
That was like a shower of flags.
3 different instances of mustard on the lettuce. That's a little bit too much mustard on my sandwich.
Yeah, I saw something on the internet today. Said, what do you absolutely not want on your hamburger? And I'm going to cause a lot of controversy here because I do not like yellow mustard on my hamburger. Just keep it away.
I mean, I don't disagree because when it's in excess, it can overpower the other flavors.
With all the excess we just had on the field there, absolutely.
There was a good bit there for sure. Penalty is indeed against Grand Prairie, so instead of touchback position, they are going to be back inside the 15. for another drive that is deep in their own territory. Field position is not the Gophers' friend in this first quarter, Pops.
Has not been. They've been back behind the sticks and back in the back end of the field.
Stretch run play, and Arlington doing a good job keeping the back in front of him. That's number 2, Jalen Harrison. Spelling Clinton there, but
Good job by the Colt defense pursuing there with A.J. Payne in on the tackle.
maybe a gain of 2 on that play. 2nd down and 8.
Aaron Sorrell, the senior defensive back, in on that tackle also. We've been wanting to highlight the seniors tonight, but we've seen a lot of juniors in the ball game so far tonight, Zach.
Something to look forward to in the future as Brown rolls to his left, under pressure, lobs it up, and it's just out of reach of the intended target. Looking for number 18, Jaden Gout.
You mentioned the pressure. That was Cam Gray, who was draped all over Brown as he tried to get that pass launched. So good pressure by Cam Gray there to cause that errant throw.
The senior defensive lineman there. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 8, which has been about the average for Grand Prairie so far tonight. 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 13, I believe. Arlington very comfortable with that down and distance. 5 on the play clock. Clinton in motion. They're going to go a swing pass to him, and he's going to get hit behind the line, and Mendoza's going to clean it up back at the 10. Pops, Arlington seems to understand that the offense runs through 1 and 17, and maybe they've got a spy on them or something. I don't know, but it seems like every time one tries to touch the ball, there is somebody there to get to him.
Yeah, and this is going to force Grand Prairie to punt from their own end zone. Revere standing on the Grand Prairie 41-yard line. Great field position coming up for the Colt offense once again.
Punter 5 yards deep in his own end zone, and they may let this run out as they don't have to get the play off, but they'll do it anyways. And Arlington almost gets to it again. Fair catch will be called for at the 37-yard line, and that's the final play of the first quarter. We'll flip the field with the Colts ahead by 2 scores when we come back with high school football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Con un amplio y auténtico menú, satisface tus antojos o prepara tu próximo evento con nosotros. Visítanos todos los martes para disfrutar de Taco Tuesday con 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrar sucursales cercanas o hacer pedidos en línea, visita taqueriatacoexpress.com.
As we come back to live action here and flip the field, we'd like to remind you that the second quarter of action is presented by ICA Signs. The next time you need signs, banners, printed shirts, or other print materials, ICA Signs is the local printer to call. 817-617-2229 is the number, and tell them Zap sent you. We're very proud of our logoed apparel that was taken care of by ICA Signs that we rolled out in the Arlington versus Bowie game. Mom Patsy's got her Zap hoodie on. Chaz has his Zap t-shirt on that was printed by ICA. Great to have ICA Signs on as a new partner this year.
I heard from one of the co-owners that they actually got the account for an event in DeSoto because of people tuning in to our broadcast, which is really cool. Speaking of cool, here's a really cool run play up the right-hand side. Flag is thrown as Brown looks for his 2nd touchdown, but this one will get called back.
Flag getting repositioned at about the 23-yard line, or no, the 17-yard line there.
Flag's at the 17. If it's a hold, it'll be 10 from the spot of the foul. It's 1st down yardage. But if it comes back to the 27, that's the line to gain, so it may be just enough for a 1st down.
ambient mic is working very well tonight. Hi, Rose.
It's picking up a lot.
Rose, one of the band members.
And the band will be honoring their seniors during halftime as well. There are seniors all over the stands and the sidelines, the Colt kickers, the cheerleaders, the training staff, the football players. This is a great time to celebrate this senior class.
So the penalty did bring the ball back to the 27-yard line, but like you said, it was enough for a first down. So 1st and 10, Colts from the 27.
They're going to be bringing this Wildcat package a lot, as Brown is going to take it himself up the middle, looking for a crease, and he'll take it to about the 24-yard line.
Brought down by number 13, Kenneth Goodwin, the junior defensive lineman for the Gophers. If anybody from Grand Prairie is listening in tonight, give us a shout out on the chat. We'd love to have opposing teams logging in and watching the action tonight, no matter where you're from. If you're cheering for Colt Nation and you're out of town like Donna Nipper, hey Donna, let us know where you're listening in Colt Nation tonight.
2nd and about 7 as Alvarez goes back behind center. Man in motion. It'll be a toss to Burton. Hard to miss those dreadlocks as he gets pulled by the hair inside the 15. That's about the only way you're going to get him down, as Joseph Seals able to make the stop, but not before Arlington gets the first down.
Into the red zone again for the Colt offense. The ball can be spotted at about the 12-yard line. Could still get another first down here, but just soon punch that into the end zone. As Revere trots back onto the field to take position with Alvarez in the backfield.
Burton, the slot to the left. Brown, wide to the left.
Keelan Wilson, the tight end, right off of the right tackle.
And that's Alex Moore on the near side. Alvarez looking left, throwing middle. Brown, caught, touchdown, Arlington. You called it, Pops. Let's not go for the first down. Let's go for the touchdown. That's a 12-yard pitch and catch as Arlington tacks on 6 more.
Sons of the White and Green being played quite a bit here on senior night from UT Arlington Maverick Stadium. You know, there's a time when UT Arlington had a football team, and I was in the marching band back in those days.
That was around the time God was in 2nd grade, wasn't he?
He was my 1st grade teacher, actually.
There you go.
I'm not that old. Actually, Miss Bible was my 2nd grade teacher.
Oh, that's a great 1-2 punch.
As Pierce Ling puts that one through to run the score up to 21-0. We'll take a break from the comedian side of the show here and let you know this is high school football on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Navigating Medicare options isn't easy. Hi, I'm Patsy Arnold, and when the time came to navigate my options, I went to Chapman Cornelius. They helped me find the best plan for my needs, quoted me life insurance options, and guided me in making my decisions every step of the way. They want to do the same for you, so give them a call at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
21-0, your new score here early in the 2nd quarter. 10:27 to go until halftime. Arlington with all of the momentum right now. And they'll get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Clinton will field this at the 9 for Grand Prairie, looking for a crease. He won't find it as he'll get met by a couple of Colt special teamers at about the 22-23-yard line. And there's no flags on this play, so that's where Grand Prairie's possession will start, 1st and 10.
Etherian Sorrell in on the tackle for Arlington Special Teams unit there. The senior DB listed at 5'9", 155, made contact on Clinton first and stuck with the tackle. Good job there. can hear the Colt band playing the traditional defensive rally song, The Horse, tonight here on senior night.
Spirit, pride, tradition.
The drum majors tonight are dressed like the Three Amigos.
Handoff to the right side to the 25 before Mendoza catches up to Jalen Harrison from behind. Clinton and Harrison, the two men in the backfield, and they wear number 1 and number 2, so that makes sense. Chris Crocker tuning in on the YouTube chat, cheering for the Colts. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight.
Donna Nipper clarifying she is listening to us from Biloxi, Mississippi tonight. Donna, a faithful listener and cheering on the Colts.
Baseball and football. Handoff again to the right-hand side. They tried a little bit of misdirection with all those receivers on the other side of the formation. And Harrison will pick up a few more yards to make it third and manageable. But, Pops, unless I'm mistaken, I don't think Grand Prairie has gotten a first down all evening.
I don't think so. And you know, I was going to ask you, who do you think was in on that tackle wrestling that receiver out of bounds, but none other than Luis Mendoza, the junior.
He's a junior
linebacker.
too.
Yep.
We get him for another year. That'll be fun. Pistol formation here. Brown takes it, passing all the way. It's a curl route that is in and out of the hands of the intended target. Jaden Gout was turning upfield before he was able to bring it into his breadbasket. And Grand Prairie will have to punt it away.
Yeah, he tapped himself on the helmet. He knew that one was on him. The throw was on target from Brown, but he just mishandled it, unfortunately.
Revere getting ready to receive another punt.
Punt coming here from number 27, Emmanuel Duarte, the freshman kicker for the Gophers.
Duarte has to run to retrieve that one, but he's able to get it in stride and get a good kick away. Revere has it across the 40, cutting back to midfield, and Arlington will get it in plus territory after the solid return by Revere. We'll be back with more high school football on Zap right after this.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
Arlington will get it. No, is this Grand Prairie? No, this is Grand Prairie's defense. The chain gang is misaligned as they're pointing at the other direction.
Alvarez solo in the backfield with.
Is this Alvarez?
Yep.
Yeah, this is Alvarez.
I can tell by the helmet.
By the helmet. I was trying to look at the shoes because he and Brown have similar shoes. Back to pass. Over the middle. Burton's got it, and he's got some daylight. 10-5. Touchdown. One play as Arlington saw something in the defensive formation on the last drive and takes advantage of it on this one. 48-yard pitch and catch as Arlington's about to go up by another score. Pierceling looking to go 4 for 4 on extra point attempts, and he cannot. The announcer's jinx gets in the way there as it looks like Bowie Grand Prairie got a deflection there. And maybe somebody got a head start.
Yeah,
Nobody's coming to the sidelines.
No, Bowie got offside.
Grand Prairie.
You did it to me.
I messed you up. I'm sorry.
Grand Prairie got a head start on that play, and that's how they got the deflection. And so they're moving them half the distance to the goal, and we'll do a mulligan on that point after touchdown kick.
Yeah, it'll go from the 3 to the 1.5.
Patsy, the producer, saying go for 2.
That's ordinarily what you would do when you can move it half the distance to the goal, but Arlington, already up by 4 scores, is going to do the sportsmanlike thing and take the 18-yard extra point attempt.
Just up note, Coleman Cravens is the holder.
I did notice that.
Kicks here.
Extra point is true, and it's a 28-0 score as we take another short break and be back with more high school football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing after this.
From weekend cleanups to major projects, Trinity Logistics Services has the perfect fit for you. With dumpsters ranging from 10 all the way up to 30 feet, they handle both drop-off and pickup so you can stay focused on cleaning up the win. Call 817-693-1302 today and let Trinity Logistics Services help you score big on convenience and efficiency.
Arlington takes a commanding lead as that drive was a 48-yard touchdown from Alvarez to Burton for the score there, and then a twofer, 2 tries on the point after touchdown kick. And with 8:37 left in the half, Arlington up 28-0.
Yeah, that scoring drive didn't take very long. Another one-play drive. We've had 2 of those already for Arlington's offense. But that is a scoring drive presented by Classic South. The next time you're ready to drive something new, call Yachty Pagan at 817-706-5679. Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference. This one's going to take a bounce, and they're going to have to pick it up at the 12. I think Clinton thought it was going to go out of bounds, Pops, and instead he had to play it on the dead hop, and is only going to get it up to the 19.
Yeah, Clinton was drifting over that direction and was hoping, but it took a funny bounce there at the very end and bounced back into the field of play. Clinton had to pick it up, but by that time, the Arlington special teams was on top of him.
Grand Prairie trailing by 28, and at this point, just hoping for a first down.
Yeah, not even a touchdown, just a first down.
Just give yourself a little bit of momentum as all of your drives have stalled inside your own 30.
But the Arlington defense doing a good job pitching a shutout so far here in the first half.
Very stout job containing Clinton. Clinton will get it here, and he gets a small burst before he's upended at the 26, 27-yard line.
Number 32 for Arlington in on that open field tackle, Nate Hall doing a good job stopping Clinton.
Nate Hall was the player who had that pass bounce off of his helmet in the first quarter, keeping his head in the game again on that play. Clinton's got it, and he's going to be wrapped up behind the line. A herd of Arlington Colts corralling him behind the line.
Colt defense shuffling a lot of players in and out, in and out.
Samaje Davis and Aaron Bishop, 2 of the young men in on the stop. Hey, if you have the depth, you have the rotation, you have the opportunity to practice these types of substitutions, this is a great time for it. 4 receivers set. Looking to pass, nearly intercepted.
Number 73, David Soto, stepping right in front of that one. No, that couldn't be Soto.
That
That's
can't
an
be
offensive
right.
lineman. My eyes are deceiving me.
Number 9, Troy McDaniel.
There we go.
Was in there to force a 4th down, and again, Grand Prairie will punt it away.
Eyes are playing tricks on me tonight on Halloween night.
Duarte coming out for another send away. Standing on his own 10-yard line. Able to get it off. Goes across midfield. Takes a little bit of a Gopher roll, but Arlington will still have it across their own 40 when we come back with high school football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Modern West Windows and Doors invites you to see the difference. Whether you need sliding doors, bay windows, or just need a more modern look, Modern West has options to fit both your style and budget. Stop by the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth to see for yourself, or call 682-255-6094 for more information.
7:23 to go until we head to the locker rooms. We will have a special halftime guest with us. One of our interns, Cameron Wilcox, going to be providing his insights as he steps from behind the camera to in front of our in-house webcam to talk about this first half of action between Arlington and Grand Prairie, along with some stats, some scores from around the area, and much more on the halftime show presented by Taqueria Taco Express. For now, to my left, it's my pops, Doug, joining me as Alvarez and company bring it out from the 41-yard line. That handoff will go for just a few yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7 after that 3-yard pickup by Revere.
You know, Zach, it's not only easy to pick out Alvarez for his number 16, but we talked about some of the band members wearing costumes tonight. Alvarez seems to have a costume on his helmet tonight. He looks like something out of Spaceballs.
Oh, yeah.
Dark helmet out there with Alvarez with the big black concussion protocol helmet, but he looks like something out of Spaceballs.
Apparently the players are able to get involved in the costume tradition tonight. No, we always encourage player safety as this tunnel screen is picked up and taken across the 45-yard line. It's all in good fun.
Absolutely.
But always going to be an advocate of player safety here on the Zap Network too, because, you know, after Coleman's injury, you have Alvarez, who is a steady senior who was ready to step up, and then he gets hurt, and you never want to see a player on either side of the ball facing a situation where he has to miss time. And so if this is a way to ensure his safety out on the field, I'm all for it.
Got a little motion flag thrown here.
Looks like an Arlington O lineman guilty of a false start. That'll back him up 5. It'll change it from either a short pass or a run play to something that's more likely a straight-up passing down.
Bring up 3rd and 9 here for the Colt offense. Revere trots off the field. Alvarez and Burton in the backfield.
3 receivers on this near open side.
Brown over there on the far side.
Brown by himself.
Wilson in motion.
They're going to roll the opposite way. Alvarez with a pass. Was that caught?
No. It was tipped away. It was tipped away by number 8, Cameron Ferguson, the senior for Grand Prairie. And that'll bring up 4th and really long, and Ling comes out to punt it away. Clinton Brown coming out to receive the punt for Grand Prairie. Xavier Clinton.
He'll stand at his own 20-yard line. Ling setting up on his own 30. Good, solid kick with good hang time. He'll have to call for the fair catch and make it at about the 16-yard line. And again, Grand Prairie starts their next drive inside the 20 when we come back here on Zap.
If you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle, then you need to see Yachty Pagan at Classic South in Euless. Yachty's a proud Arlington ISD product, a graduate of Lamar, and the voice of the Volunteers since 2021. Whether you're a first-time buyer, a seasoned buyer, or just looking to boost or rebuild your credit, Yachty's direct approach is why his customers become customers for life. Call or text 817-706-5679.
Just under 6 minutes to go until halftime. Arlington already in command by 4 scores and 0 first downs for the Gophers so far. This will be a handoff up the middle, maybe to the 20-yard line. Another good pursuit by Arlington's front 7, keeping the ball and the ball carrier in front of them.
Yeah, really demonstrating good vision tonight, following the ball and tracking it well, bringing the GP offensive players down before they get too many yards after a catch or a run.
Another run play, another marginal gain. Grand Prairie having to fight for every yard they can find. No big plays for the Gophers so far. It's all dink and dunk or short yardage.
That stop by the senior linebacker, Troy Gaston, number 20. Want to highlight all of our seniors tonight here on senior night, Halloween night from UTA Stadium.
Third down, and we'll call it 6 from just across the 20-yard line.
A little bit of confusion in the defensive backfield is going to lead to a timeout.
We'll keep it here at Maverick Stadium as we have nearly paid all of our bills, and we've still got 4.5 minutes before halftime. Pops, Grand Prairie was able to take care of business against the hapless Sam Houston Texans. Sam Houston won that game last season, so it's been a little bit of a back-and-forth affair. The last time Grand Prairie was able to defeat Arlington goes all the way back to 2021. Arlington has won the last 3 in this series, all by rather considerable margins, most notably a 52-24 score last season. They may be on their way to 50 again if this offense continues the way it is.
Yeah, at the rate the Arlington offense is running and as methodical as they have been, Alvarez doing a good job hooking up with his receivers tonight. The wild Colt play being effective with Case and Brown. Yeah, we've seen some good offense tonight, and I would say even better defense so far.
Very solid defense, absolutely. A trio of receivers on the right-hand side of this formation. Nobody to the left, a tight end on that left-hand side. And this is a muffed snap, and the quarterback's just going to have to fall on it. Nothing is going Grand Prairie's way tonight. That'll be counted as a negative rushing yard for Jordan Brown. And I think he had negative rush yards in last week's game as well. Just an unfortunate situation as Grand Prairie now faces another punt situation from inside their own end zone.
Standing on the C in Mavericks and Revere at the Grand Prairie 40.
Fielded there right at the 40, takes it to the far side across the 30. Max Revere to the 20-yard line before he's finally escorted out of bounds. We'll take a short break and be back with Arlington's next possession right after this on the ZAP Network. PDA Advocacy Group supports CCMR, College, Career, Military Readiness, a set of educational standards designed to help students be better prepared for post-high school life. If college-bound, take entrance tests, dual credit courses, earn a 2-year degree prior to graduation. If you're going to a career, take classes that will result in industry certification, mechanic, computers, welding, etc. The options are vast. Military? Enlist in the armed forces as a career. CCMR, driving towards success in life. 1st and 10 from the red zone as Arlington starts their next drive. Right at the Grand Prairie 20, a 20-yard return by Max Revere. As Burton comes in motion, he'll get it on the jet sweep, cuts up the middle, sheds 2 tackles before he's finally brought down at the 15.
He found a hole there in the line that he cut up field, but one of the Grand Prairie defenders grabbed on and hung on.
For dear life.
And finally able to bring him down. So instead of going all the way out to the edge and going around for that sweep, he saw a gaping hole there in between his right guard and right tackle and decided to head upfield. Still a good pickup there, be 2nd and 5.
That's 75, Zach Bastus, and 71, Hank Taylor on the right-hand side of the offensive line. That'll bring up a 2nd and 5 for the Colts. Alvarez tossing it right, over the shoulder and overthrown, incomplete.
Intended for Alex Moore on that play, just a little bit over his head and out of his reach there. Good time to take that shot in this series.
Absolutely. It's 3rd and short. It's within Pierceling's field goal range. I like the play call, and I like the direction that they went. Brown already has a couple of big plays. Let's distribute it a little bit and see what Alex Moore is capable of.
Revere comes out, Wilson in the tight end slot. He goes in motion.
Alvarez rolling to that right-hand strong side now. And he's going to take off and run, and he'll stop short of the 10-yard line. That was a big tackle there by number 25, Zion Ross, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Looks like Alvarez is going to stay out there, and the Colts are going to go for it on 4th and 2 here.
Well, if you miss it, it's not great field position.
Well, it's about the same field position poor Grand Prairie's had all night for their starting drives.
And unfortunately, they're suffering some of the consequences of what you do when you're in this type of game situation when it truly matters. With a 4-score difference, it's not as critical. And they will get the stop behind the line. The jet sweep does not fool the Gophers here, and they force a turnover on downs. Probably the biggest play of the night for Grand Prairie so far.
Yeah, they saw Burton go into motion, and they had a spy on him instead of Alvarez, and met Burton in the backfield before he could get outside or turn upfield on that one. Good job by the GP defense to see that play.
So they'll get it at their own 21-yard line. And we're 5 seconds away from the 2-minute timeout here with the Colts ahead by 4 scores. We haven't seen them do anything yet this first half. We'll see what they're able to do here before they head to the locker room. Empty backfield here, no running back. Brown by his lonesome, looking left, throwing left, and in and out of the hands of his favorite target, number 1, Xavier Clinton.
Yeah, that ball had some zip on it and sailed a little bit on Brown. Just out of reach.
Only 41% completion percentage on the season. Grand Prairie's not really known for their arms, but trying different things in an effort to see if they can find a hole in this Arlington defense. Trying to find the edge. Clinton only able to pick up a couple, and that will be our 2-minute timeout. 1:56 to go until halftime. Colts ahead 28-0. We'll be back right after this here on Zap.
This broadcast is the intellectual property of Zach Arnold Productions. Any use of their multimedia, including audio, video, images, and other content, may not be repurposed without prior express consent of Zach Arnold Productions. We thank you for your cooperation and for tuning in to tonight's broadcast.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
Welcome back to Maverick Stadium. Colts ahead by 28 on senior night, Pops. We've got 42 seniors on this roster. I wonder how many of them are going to see action in this second half if the score stays what it is.
Well, I would be really okay with getting some reps for the young men that will be coming up to take the varsity spots next year, the starting positions.
But we've got 42 seniors on this roster.
Maybe, so sub in a lot of those seniors.
I'm saying sub in the seniors.
I was going the other direction.
Sub in the seniors that don't always get a lot of playing time and give them a lot of playing time.
Look at this quad set on the far
Arlington's
left
got
side.
5 defenders to try to meet it.
Diamond slot formation.
3rd down here. They're trying to pump fake and now just throwing over the top of everybody. The underneath wasn't there. Arlington's secondary was preventing the go route, which was the trickeration. Try to pump fake underneath and hit the go man getting behind everybody, but Arlington's defense stayed at home, and there was just nobody to throw to. And Arlington will have to send it away again.
Max Revere setting up right about midfield for this intended punt from Emmanuel Duarte.
I don't think Duarte knew that he was supposed to be out there. 12 seconds on the play clock. 5 on the play clock, and it's low. Duarte just barely able to get it away. And Revere will take it inside the 50 and get met there. He's still on his feet, and he'll lose a couple of yards back inside Arlington territory. 1:41 to go. We'll take a short break and be back with more high school football on Zap after this.
Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience with tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need home and auto, business insurance, or individual or group medical, Chapman Cornelius has knowledgeable agents who will help you select just what you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott at 817-265-3346.
Just under 2 minutes to go. Arlington with a couple of timeouts. Possession near midfield. Pops, is your foot on the pedal here, or are you doing run plays to hit the showers?
That's a tough call because you want to secure a position for your team to win tonight. Looks like we're still passing downfield as Alvarez scrambles. Nice reception on the sideline there by Alex Moore. And the referee says he caught it inbounds.
Right at the line to gain, which is the 44. That's a pass and completion of 10 to move the chains. Nice little tiptoe on the sidelines there.
I like that. Good finesse there shown by Alex Moore to haul that one in and get his feet in bounds.
Going with a 4-receiver set at the Grand Prairie 44. Alvarez will give it to Revere, and Revere will maybe get a yard.
Good fake by Alvarez on that one. He faked me out. I thought he was throwing to the outside to Burton.
Little RPO magic. Have the option to go a couple of different directions. Alvarez back to pass this time. Going to go to the sidelines and overthrows his intended target, but a flag is going to be thrown as Kason Brown was draped by a defender. But I don't think this ball was catchable.
Yeah, they may talk about this one and
yeah, it looks like after a conference they're going to wave off the flag.
Yep, exactly right.
Yeah,
and I agree with that. That's
I
okay.
do. Yeah, I do. If it was more to the sideline or if it was a little bit closer to the receiver, maybe. But that one was headed for the water boy.
Yeah.
Just over a minute to go. 3rd down for Arlington.
I need to watch Waterboy. I've never seen that movie. You introduced me to Happy Gilmore.
Oh, yeah.
And we really enjoyed that one. Maybe another Adam Sandler classic is on the docket here. We've got another timeout here by Arlington. 1 minute, 6 seconds left here in the half, and the time clock was running down.
We'll take
the play clock.
Yeah, we'll take a short timeout with them and be right back here on Zap.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
"66 seconds until halftime. A reminder, fans, that we'll have a halftime show presented by Taqueria Taco Express, providing some stats and thoughts and insights on this first half of action. Joined by Cameron Wilcox, a TCC intern who's been helping us this football season behind the camera. We'll put him in front of the camera for the halftime show.
I'm enjoying glancing over to the camera well here as Cameron is coaching one of our other interns, Chaz, on camera action. This is part of your vision for Zach Arnold Productions, was to bring up the next generation. And that's happening here tonight at Maverick Stadium.
4-receiver set as Alvarez will hand it off. Very close to first down yardage. Let's see where they spot it. They're going to put him about a yard and a half shy.
Good job there by Revere seeing the field. He was headed up straight up the middle and saw a gap to his left, planted that right foot and took off to the left at an angle and picked up quite a few more yards on that run.
Coming up on 40 seconds to go, 4th down and 2. Arlington does have to get another play off, and it's 4th down. Alvarez back to pass, rolling, flushed out of the pocket, trying to direct traffic, And now he's going to take off and run. First down and more inside the 25-yard line. That's a good scramble by Alvarez, but there is a flag back at the 42.
Oh, somebody held back there to
That's how he was able to get away.
get outside that outside edge and turn up field.
Yeah, I watch some of the stream on a tape delay, and it looks like there was a blindside block that was issued behind Alvarez, which is unfortunate. You didn't even need to issue that block because he had already taken off. But it will be a foul against Arlington. It'll move them back. And rather than try to go for it on 4th and 2, they're going to elect to punt it away with 30 seconds to go until the break.
Pierce Lane coming out to punt this one away. Clinton coming out to receive it. Going to set up at about the 20-yard line.
Which has been their average field position.
Clinton backs up to his 10.
Ling sends it away. Fair catch called for and made at the 5. 20 seconds to go until the break. Pops, I haven't even had a chance to see if the Dallas Morning News is here tonight. I really hope they are, because I'm virtually certain there's going to be a huge yardage disparity in this ball game, because Grand Prairie is just having trouble getting 10 yards per possession.
They are not here. There's not even a score.
I see it on Arlington's page here.
I'm looking at Grand Prairie's page.
Aha. Well, we may not have Grand Prairie stats then. Who knows? Handoff across the 5, maybe a yard on the play there. And I believe that will do it for the first half of action here. Arlington with some very methodical offense, scoring 14 in the first quarter and another 14 in the second quarter. Each quarter with one-play drives. And that will do it for the first half here at Maverick Stadium. Your score, Arlington 28 and Grand Prairie nothing. We'll leave it here on the main camera in midfield as we get ready for the halftime show, presented by Taqueria Taco Express. Enjoy the entertainment at midfield while we get ready for halftime. Stick around. We'll be back in just a little bit.
Ramos. Color guard instructor is Genevieve Google. The Gopher Band will perform their entire 2025 marching show titled Wonderland. Make some noise for the Gopher Band!
Welcome into the halftime show presented by our friends at Taqueria Taco Express. They can solve any Mexican food craving with 5 locations and a 6th and 7th getting ready to open real soon. Solving your Mexican food craving has never been easier. Visit them on Taco Tuesday for their taco special, a large agua fresca and 5 tacos for just $10. Visit TaqueriaTacoExpress.com to order online, find locations, and redeem points for free food. I'm Zach Arnold, and I am joined by one of our student interns here at Zach Arnold Productions. It's a new feature that we've been able to incorporate, and I'm really, really excited to have Cameron Wilcox on with me for the halftime show. Cameron, first, tell us a little bit about your background, because you probably don't seem like a stereotypical intern. How did you come to be a TCC student, and how did you end up here at Zach Arnold Productions?
Well, first and foremost, I want to say thank you for the opportunity, Zach. I appreciate being here on the Zap Network, and I just want to say Daryl Holting, great guy, one of my instructors at TCC. Mm-hmm. He's seen all of the hard work and, dedication that I had to trying to learn this craft and be involved in this. And coming over from the visual arts department, I was already in visual arts. Mm-hmm. I had a knack or, an hankering for photography. Mm-hmm. And I moved over into the radio, television, and film department, and the rest is history. Here I am.
Well, you had a little bit of history before you ended up at TCC as well. Mm-hmm. You're not the stereotypical age for an intern. What did you do before you ended up at TCC?
Well, I moved to Dallas, and then while I was in Dallas working in corporate America, it wasn't necessarily the path that I felt like I wanted to be on. Mm-hmm. So in 2009, I joined the military at 32 years old. Mm-hmm. I went in as a 15 uniform Chinook mechanic. I served in that field for 8 years. 6 years of those, I was a 15 uniform Chinook mechanic on the backseater on the CH-47 helicopter. I did 2 tours in Afghanistan, wow. Over 600 hours of combat time. Wow. I earned an Air Medal, my highest achievement in that field. Wow. And it was an honor to serve.
Well, we appreciate your service to our country. Thank you so much for what you did for us on the front lines, and thank you for what you're doing behind the scenes too. It's really been a pleasure to see your enthusiasm for this program and what you've been able to do, and we're excited to have you for this and for next week's game against Martin, for whatever may lie ahead. It's great to have you.
Likewise, I appreciate, like I said when I sat down, thank you for the opportunity.
Let's talk a little bit about the game at hand. You've been able to observe from behind the camera lens of how this game has gone. What have been your overall impressions of Arlington after having a pretty tough second half against Lamar last week? They've come out pretty strong here in this first half against Grand Prairie.
Well, with the resiliency, that's one thing. I want to shout out the defense, of course. Mm-hmm. They haven't allowed a first down. I think 7 yards in the first half. Mm-hmm. That's outstanding coming back from, the disappointment that they had last week. But going into this second half, I'm sure they're going to keep up the same type of intensity.
That's what we're expecting, and a lot of really great work, particularly against their leading rusher, Xavier Clinton. He came in with almost 800 rush yards. He has I think about 14. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to take a look at the crib notes that I wrote there. He's gone for 13 yards, but they've got a total yardage of 7 because of that big negative play that happened right before halftime. Mm-hmm. 7 total yards of offense, says the Dallas Morning News.
I had a little tidbit about that. The funniest thing about that situation was they were coming out of a timeout going into their third down play. Mm-hmm. And then they mishandled the snap.
Right.
That's kind of indicative of how their first half went.
Right.
They always were running the ball and giving the ball away, but 4 and out. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously that can't happen against a defense that's playing as good as Arlington is playing.
That's very true. And they're containing Clinton, who ran for over 100 yards last week against Sam Houston, less than 20 in this first half. And that's the bread and butter of Grand Prairie's offense. On the other side of the ball, Arlington's offense seems to be having their way. A very balanced approach through the air and on the ground. They've got a total of 185 yards at the half, but 96 of that is through passing, and 89 of that is on the ground. It doesn't get much more balance than that.
Absolutely. I think that the first thing that they did was they went into that wild coat you guys are talking about and ran the ball very effectively to start. And then once they established that run game and that blocking up front, you know, of course, winning that the yardage game and winning the field position game on defense, giving them short field to work with. Alvarez, you know, after a tough outing last week in the second half, he's doing his thing this time. He's going 50% right now, 6 for 12. But then he's also got 2 touchdowns. He threw one about 48 yards down the field to Jameer Burton. And you know, it was right in the right on the money. You know, he stood in the pocket, and when when he needs to get out of that pocket and make something happen, he's done that as well.
He's been able to make completions on the rollout. He had one on the sidelines here right before halftime. He's just orchestrating the offense well, I feel like, because, like you said, Brown with that one play, 24-yard touchdown, the 48-yard touchdown, also one play. He had a touchdown pass to Brown. So Brown is off to a really strong start with a run and a reception touchdown. And it's a very even approach, as we mentioned right before the break. 14 points in the first quarter, 14 points in the second quarter. Just very consistent, methodical, and balanced offense in this first half.
To be honest with you, excuse me, to be honest with you, it could have easily been 35. Max Riveri he's running the ball hard. You know, and to be honest with you, I thought he was going to run one of those punts back.
he came dangerously close, getting it to the 20-yard line, and then they finish it off. What, if anything, would you look for in the second half from both teams?
Well, in the second half, I think that the defensive intensity, like I said earlier in the broadcast or in the halftime show, they need to come out and continue to win that in the trenches. They need to continue to win it up front. And that front four, of course, led by Cam Gray. I think he's a special talent. Led by Cam Gray up front, those guys up front, as long as they keep winning up front, that defensive secondary is still going to be able to, play man, stay in zone. Because I don't think that Grand Prairie team has a really strong passing game. They're very dependent on the run.
Right.
So even if they do try and do something in a play-action pass or something like that, we didn't get a sack in the first half. They'll definitely have a 1 or 2 in the second.
I think they probably will. Brown is unfortunately 0 for 9 to start the game and had a couple of near interceptions.
Absolutely.
A couple of deflections, and Arlington's reading those pass plays pretty well. I think you're right that there could very well be a sack and or an interception in this second half if Arlington continues on the course that they're headed. Let's take a look at some of the scores from around the district here in 8-6A. We're trying to keep a close tab on all of the action that's going on around us. Seguin is in the bye week right now. Bowie took care of business against Lamar in a shootout, 45-38 yesterday. We had that game on the Zap Network. And then, of course, this game that you're watching tonight. Arlington Martin is at Sam Houston, and they are taking care of business over at Choctaw 43-7 at the halftime break. That is Arlington's opponent next week, and that is definitely somebody that we're keeping our eye on. South Grand Prairie and Haltom is the other big game in the district right now at the break. South Grand Prairie 23, Haltom nothing. That is the scoreboard report presented by Ika Signs. Another one of note, Pops' Summit Jaguars. He coached and taught there for several years. They are leading Everman in their district game at the break, 20-0. The next time you all need any printed shirts or other print materials, be sure to contact Ika Signs, presenting our scoreboard report. And thank you to Taqueria Taco Express for presenting this halftime show. We're going to continue with the senior night festivities and show you the band seniors in just a moment. But Cameron, thanks again for hopping on for this part of the broadcast. Looking forward to the future endeavors that we get to have with you here on Zap.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to brighter and bigger things as well. Thank you so much, Zach, for having me on it. Well, it's an acronym, right?
It is,
Yeah,
and it's got my name in it. Yeah.
Exactly. So I appreciate you again. You know, it's such a great opportunity. I want everybody to stay tuned. I'm going to continue to be here, and as long as they'll have me. And I appreciate everything. Thank you so much.
Back to the second half in just a little while, but first, the senior night for the Colt Band. An opportunity to honor the seniors of the Colt Marching Band is why we had the halftime show a little bit early this week. And now Arlington High returns to the field. They'll be getting the ball and have a 28-point lead as we get ready to start this second half. Alongside my Pops Doug, I'm Zach Arnold. And Pops, we were just talking about how cool of an opportunity it is to see people who are putting in a lot of work and are doing a lot of really cool things behind the scenes, and now we get to put them in front of the scenes sometimes as well.
Yeah, it's always been a vision for Zach from way back when you and I started in 2019 with a mixer about half the size of the one we have now, and just you and me, and you were doing all the play-by-play, and I was doing a little spotting to where we are today. The growth is very gratifying.
We got to hear some of Cameron's thoughts during halftime. What are some of your thoughts on this first half of action? Only 7 net yards for Grand Prairie, according to the Dallas Morning News. It speaks volumes of Arlington's defense, does it not?
Well, the defense has just been absolutely dominating because, you know, Xavier Clinton is not a shabby running back. He's got some good yardage on the year, and for them to just totally shut him down and pitch that shutout in the first half, which, you know, every defense loves to do. You know, it's just an amazing thing. They're going to be trying to pitch that shutout here in the second half, but to limit Grand Prairie to 7 offensive yards in an entire half of football is just amazing.
It's going to be an end-over-end kick that Arlington will miss out on the hop. Recovering it at the 30 is Burton, and he'll get pushed back to the 26-27. We haven't seen Grand Prairie's kickoff team yet until now, but that kick is probably going to give Arlington their worst field position of the evening so far.
Yeah, it looked like Grand Prairie was trying to kick an end-over-end type of spinning ball kick that might cause some trouble coming down, and sure enough it did. It was almost like a glorified onside kick attempt there, as Burton had some trouble handling that, not only the ball itself, but the bounce. And he was able to keep his eye on the ball and get it back to his offense here as Alvarez and Burton, not Alvarez and Burton, Alvarez and Revere come out to start the backfield to open this second half of play.
3 receivers on the right-hand side. Burton now in motion. Jet sweep to him. Jamar's taking it to the far side, and he'll go across the 30 and pick up about 6 on the play as he stays in bounds.
Good job hunting and pecking for a seam there. He was looking for a gap in between the Grand Prairie defenders that were out there on that edge, but he was slippery and got in between a couple of them, picked up some good yardage on that first down play.
Chasing him down from behind was the defensive lineman William Escobedo, but not before Burton picks up 6, and it's 2nd and 4.
Zach, one thing I think we talked about in the first half we want to keep an eye on is see how many of those seniors who don't get a lot of reps, see how many of them are going to make their way into this second half of play here tonight.
Alvarez pump fakes. He sees that it's not there, going to try to take off and run, and now he's going to wisely throw it away. That is a senior move. Instead of trying to force it and make something happen, you just live to fight another down and don't throw an interception. I am not mad at that decision at all. He was ready to tuck and run. Members of the Grand Prairie defense were collapsing on him. He was outside of the pocket, and he just throws it away.
3rd and manageable here for the Colt offense. Burton takes Revere's place. Revere comes out to a receiver spot.
Looks like it's going to be an empty set.
Yeah, Burton's going to be a receiver on the left side.
So it's Brown and Burton to the left and 3 on the open. Empty backfield. It's going to be a pass caught near the first down marker, right at the line to gain. Are they going to give it to him? I think they might bring out the chain gang.
You just don't see much of the old chain gang these days, do you?
No, they are going to move it. That is a 4-yard completion to Cason Brown. They needed 4, they got 4.
That referee on that far side facing us was a left-footed ref. Spotted it just enough to get the chains moved. And it'll be Revere and Alvarez in the backfield.
Arlington went into the break with 10 first downs. That is their 11th. Going for it all here, and a little bit of miscommunication on the placement of that pass there. Trying to take the lid off there on that deep attempt.
Jackson Nelson, the one trying to get under that ball. Looking over his left shoulder, looking over his right shoulder, and never did seem to locate that one.
So now it is 2nd down and 10 with a 4-receiver set, 2 to the left and 2 to the right. Looks like a keeper on the jet sweep.
Ball's loose.
And the ball may have come out.
Grand Prairie celebrating.
And they've got it at the 25. That may be the momentum shift that they have needed this entire ball game. The first turnover is at Arlington's expense. 10:25 to go in the 3rd. We'll see what Grand Prairie can do. They need points, and they need them fast to not only stop Arlington on the first drive of the half, but also force a turnover in plus territory. That's a pretty big deal, Pops. First turnover of the game.
Yeah, Arlington's offense ran into the defensive line there and got popped pretty hard right at the line of scrimmage. And the helmet was placed just right to pop the ball out, and Grand Prairie was able to recover.
This is going to be a diamond formation of 4 receivers to the left-hand side. They ran this in the first half unsuccessfully. This is the pump fake going over the top, and Arlington inches away from getting it right back, but it will fall incomplete.
Yeah, A.J. Payne there to get his hands on the ball. You know, Zach, we talked about that diamond formation. I called it a diamond slot formation because that's an old Star Trek reference. I'm such a dork. There was a diamond slot formation in a particular episode that caused a problem, and it's causing problems here also. It hadn't worked.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 now. Our friends at Local Legends saying they've been watching referee crews for over 4 years and haven't seen the chain gang come out in all of that time. We almost had it there, but they elected to go ahead and move the sticks. Handoff, stop behind the line. Another swarm of Colt defenders able to force a tackle for loss back at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Colt defense really sniffed that one out. Nobody was fooled on that play.
Clinton went into the break with 13 net rushing yards. He'll lose 4 on that play. After putting up over 100 against Sam Houston last week, he has below 10 net yards in this ball game.
Again, a big credit to the Colt defense for those kind of stats to be compiling in this game tonight. Or decompiling, as it may be in the case of Clinton.
And it looks like Grand Prairie is going to have to take a timeout to talk about it. We'll take a timeout with them on this 3rd and long and be back with more high school football on Zap right after this.
A-frames that bring their A game. The next time you need to get your brand out to the community, go with the printers who are in your community, Eka Signs. With everything from wall signs to banners, printed tees to hats, Eka can even do same-day rush orders on select products. Visit ekasigns.com/shop to see their full list. That's ikasigns.com/shop. Eka Signs, a partner of Zach Arnold Productions.
3rd down and long for Grand Prairie. Their first time in Arlington territory, and they're behind the sticks here, Pops. Is this 2-down territory with the score being what it is?
I would go for it. I think at the field position that you're at, the fact that this is the farthest you've been into opponent territory all night, try and get something magical to happen. It's 3rd and long. You don't really have much of a passing game. I'm not sure where Coach Ross goes in his playbook for this particular play.
Clinton will go in motion. It's an empty backfield. Pump faking to him, going up over the top. Got a man, and it's in and out of his hands at the 20-yard line. Number 14, Michael Green, trying to corral it at his hip, and like a piece of butter, it just slipped out of his fingertips.
Yeah, he's got to be frustrated. He had that one. Could have hauled it in. Could have, should have probably hauled it in, and Grand Prairie's going to send out their punt unit.
Came into the ball game as one of the top receivers, but fewer than a dozen catches on the year, fewer than 150 yards on the year. So it looks like Grand Prairie is going to try to pin Arlington deep as Revere lines up at his own 10-yard line. 9:28 to go here in the 3rd quarter. This is a high snap. Arlington bringing pursuit, and just getting it away is Duarte. It will go inside the 1 and out the back of the end zone for a touchback. And Arlington will get it at the 20 when we come back here on Zap.
Taqueria Taco Express is the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions. With locations in Arlington, Grand Prairie, Waxahachie, and a new location opening in Mansfield, solving your Mexican food craving has never been easier. Visit them on Taco Tuesdays for their special 5 tacos and a large agua fresca for just $10. Find out more by visiting taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Welcome back to Maverick Stadium alongside my pops, Doug. I'm Zach Arnold. My mom, Patsy, the producer, running the commercials and the scoreboard behind the scenes. Chaz Melton has taken over camera duties as one of our interns here, with the Cam, the cameraman, keeping an eye on him, helping out where needed. This will be a handoff to Revere, and he'll get stopped for no gain.
Yeah, nothing doing on that play as Grand Prairie's offensive line closed all the gaps there. Number 99, Jordan Sample, the defensive lineman, on the tackle for that 1-yard pickup there by Revere. Keelan Wilson trots onto the field to take the tight end position as Burton comes to join Alvarez in the backfield, it looks like. Going to have 3 receivers left and 1 to the right.
Alvarez will send Wilson in motion, and he'll toss that way. It's a strong toss and a big hole. Burton trying to get away, got a man chasing him from behind, and he's lost the football at midfield, and Grand Prairie falls on it. They tried to corral him, and the sling tackle forces the fumble, and it's picked up by Cameron Ferguson. And it's back-to-back turnovers with a Grand Prairie possession.
And somebody's down on the field for Arlington, a little bit slow to get up. He's up now. You know, Zach, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout-out. Oh, we got another player down on the 45-yard line.
Couple of injured Colts on that play.
I was going to give a shout-out on that particular play because the pulling offensive lineman leading the blocks on that run was Hank Taylor, number 71, senior offensive lineman, threw a key block that opened up the lane on that run. Unfortunately, there was a fumble at the end, but still want to give a shout-out to some great play by the offensive lineman there, opening up a big hole.
Back-to-back turnovers to start the third quarter. And if you're an Arlington fan, you're starting to have a little bit of PTSD.
A little flashbacks to last week.
Stacked sets to the left and the right for Grand Prairie. And they're going to go with a backwards
pass.
Backwards.
Ooh,
and that is going to go all the way back to the 42-yard line. That is a lateral, and it will go as a loss back to the 42. And Coach Ken Ross not thrilled with the loss of yardage. I don't even know how the Dallas Morning News would stat that because it's not a rushing play. It's a lateral that went out of bounds.
Yeah.
But it's going to back them up all the way to the 42. And every time Grand Prairie has opportunity and momentum, it goes the wrong direction.
Yeah, that pass was supposed to go outside to the flat, and it just sailed on Brown.
Run to the left to the 45-yard line. Clinton with a meager pickup of maybe 2. Eight and a half to go here in this third quarter. Arlington scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, 2 touchdowns in the second quarter. Have not been able to sustain a drive so far early in this second half.
You know, that's Xavier Clinton hobbling a little bit as he heads off to the sideline.
That'll bring in Jalen Harrison for this third down and long. He'll be on Brown's right hip with a 3-receiver set to the right, 1 to the left. Play action, under pressure, and very nearly a sack, which was something that Cameron predicted during the halftime show. Grand Prairie was forced into a passing situation, and the Colts almost got to him.
Senior defensive lineman Hayden Bostic was the one that grabbed Brown by the waist, forcing the throw into the ground, essentially.
And they're going to throw the flag. There wasn't a receiver in the area, apparently.
Yeah,
and it did not make it to the line of scrimmage. That'll be a spot foul and a loss of downs. Grand Prairie started this drive at their own 49. This will take it all the way back to their own 33.
Revere's going to be backed up, standing at his own Arlington 35 to receive this from the punter, Emmanuel Duarte.
Minus 16 yards on that drive. Duarte to Revere. He'll pick it up at the 35. Shakes a tackle. Down the sidelines and all the way down inside the 35. Excellent field position again for Arlington when we come back right after this.
Modern West Windows and Doors is a partner of the ZAP network. They're also partnered with trusted industry leaders like Lowen, Weather Shield, and Simpus to guarantee quality product and installation. Whether you're searching for new concepts for your entryway, living room, dining room, bedroom, or even a workshop, Modern West has the solutions you're looking for. Visit the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth or visit modernwestwindows.com.
Back to Maverick Stadium here with Max Revere with a couple of big punt returns to flip the field position for Arlington. Pops, he took one down to the 20-yard line in the first half, gets this one to the 33.
Yeah, Max just has really good vision on the field. I mean, he can see the trending of the folks that are opposing him on the special teams, and he goes with the flow where there's more green grass than there is bodies.
4 receivers set, 2 to the left and 2 to the right for Alvarez. Now Revere in motion, empty backfield, looking his direction, now looking up over the top, one-on-one coverage, and that is a catch and a Cason Brown touchdown. He'll get flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct after the touchdown, trying to tell Michael Green how unguardable he is. That will give Grand Prairie decent field position on the ensuing kickoff, but it's another very short drive capped off by a Colt touchdown.
Shout out to one of the senior offensive linemen coming out from the sidelines for this point after touchdown, number 70, Corey Rothwell, coming out to defend his kicker on this particular kick. Coleman Craven's the holder.
Pierce Ling is a senior as well. He's been pretty active tonight. Good snap, good hold, good kick. Your new score, Arlington 35, Grand Prairie nothing. We'll be back with more high school football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing after this.
Need a cleanup that's easier than finding your seat on game day? Trinity Logistics Services has you covered. Whether it's your home or your business, Trinity will drop off and pick up the dumpster. No hassle, no mess. Founded by Arlington's own Chet Soto, class of '97, Trinity Logistics Services is proud to serve their hometown. Call 817-693-1302 and let's tackle your next project together.
Las albercas en Texas necesitan servicios durante todo el año. Romy Pools brinda servicios de calidad, incluyendo limpieza, mantenimiento y reparaciones. Llama al número 469-951-0107 para una consulta gratuita y pregunta por Roberto. Romy Pools, haremos que te enamores de tu alberca de nuevo.
Fans, as we are in the middle of the third quarter here, we'd like to remind you that the third quarter action is presented by 1836 Home Inspections. Texans don't cut corners, and neither does 1836 Home Inspections. When it's your home on the line, you need everything checked from roof to slab, inside and out. 1836 provides a Texas-owned, Texas-honest approach to find out what others may miss while offering sewer and septic line inspections, thermal imaging, and 11-month warranty checks. Don't gamble with your biggest investment. Call 1836 to feel at peace with your choice. 817-382-2111. 1836 Home Inspections bringing you this third quarter tonight.
And what a third quarter it is. A couple of turnovers, and Arlington's the one who ends up with points.
Yeah, I was going to say there's been 2 turnovers, but they haven't hurt Arlington yet because, once again, the defense is playing well, and there have been some miscues from Grand Prairie's offense that's probably got them in the net negative yards so far at this point in the game tonight.
This one's going to be fielded on a hop on the far side there, and Grand Prairie will maybe get it to the 20-yard line. A lot of pushing and shoving as the up man goes out of bounds.
Dermon Cunningham, the senior for Arlington, number 10, in on that stop for his special teams. And once again, Grand Prairie is starting about their average starting point for the evening.
Around the 20, yep. That's been the pretty average.
Sideline judge needs to change his 4 to a 1 as Grand Prairie starts this drive here.
Clinton finally finds a hole and is able to scoot through for about 6. Actually, that's Harrison, number 2. Clinton may still be on the sidelines with that ankle tweak that we saw in the previous possession, Pop.
Yeah, I'm going to do a little search on the sideline across the way there and see if we can find number 1.
but it is a pickup of 6 to bring up 2nd down and 4. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends for Grand Prairie as Harrison gets it here, and he'll get stopped behind the line.
I do spy Xavier Clinton in the hip pocket of his head coach. He's got his helmet in his hand ready to come in if he's called on.
In on the tackle for Arlington, number 33, A.J. Payne. And it'll bring up 3rd down again for Grand Prairie. They have not converted a 3rd down yet in this ball game. Coming up on 6 minutes to go in the 3rd. Those Haltom games are fast moving, Pops. That South Grand Prairie Haltom game is already into the 4th quarter. An incomplete pass here will bring up 4th down, but not quite yet the 4th quarter. We've still got half of this 3rd left to play.
Has Haltom put any points on the board against South yet?
According to Yachty, the score is currently 30-6. So right now, South Grand Prairie is off to a undefeated start. Bowie is undefeated in district, and we'll have the district championship here on the Zap Network here at UTA next Thursday in just 6 short days.
Yeah, Bowie has been playing most of their home games at Choctaw, but for senior night, they're going to be here at UTA, so don't get the venue confused. Be here.
Duarte gets it away. Revere muffs the punt. And Grand Prairie's got their 3rd turnover of the quarter.
Goodness gracious.
Max Revere muffs the punt at the 40-yard line, and they are giving possession to the Gophers on the muffed punt. Arms spread wide by number 94, Jesus Giron, because at the end of the dog pile, it was held onto by Revere.
See, the Arlington players are still trying to advocate for maintaining possession here, but the head referee points in the Grand Prairie direction.
Man in the white hat is giving it to the Gophers, and it is the 3rd turnover of the quarter. It's a miracle that none of those have turned into points yet.
Ball's going to be spotted at the Arlington 42, and it'll be the responsibility of the Colt defense to hold again here if they want to continue pitching the shutout with 5:46 left in the 3rd quarter. Long pass.
Pass play on the first play. Might as well. Nothing has gone your direction yet.
Yeah. That rainbow sailed way too far. It's about 5 yards overthrown. But on 1st down, right after a fumble recovery, might as well just go for it, like you said.
Intended target was number 0, Elijah Garrett. 2nd down and 10. Handoff, right side. Little bit of a crease inside the 40-yard line. But that crease closes so quickly, Pop, as that runner was number 10, Aiden Rice. And he's only able to get about 3, maybe 4 if he's lucky.
Yeah, Grand Prairie still spelling Xavier Clinton, their leading running back for the year. Tweaked an ankle earlier in this quarter, and so Grand Prairie's trying to figure out who they can rely on to fill in that gap. And right now it's Aiden Rice.
To the 39-yard line this play goes. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, pistol look. And a flag is going to be thrown. I think the left-hand wide receiver jumped before the snap. And instead of 3rd and 7, it'll be 3rd and 12.
Again, self-made mistakes, putting Grand Prairie behind the sticks again here.
Going into the break, they had been penalized 5 times for 43 yards of field position. And they've committed a couple of infractions here in this quarter. And then, as you said, some self-inflicted wounds with that lateral that went for negative yards. 3rd and 12 now from the 44. Triangle of receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Now one of those triangle men in motion. He goes back. Brown's looking that way, rolling that way, throwing that way, and it's going to get deflected and fall incomplete. Another near interception. There were 3 green jerseys around that football and only 1 white one.
Yeah, number 10, Dermon Cunningham, got his hands on the ball. The senior having a good night tonight, called his name a couple of times, and he's frustrated with himself for letting that one go. Fourth down.
4.5 minutes to go. Revere headed out to his own 10-yard line. Duarte at his own 40. Gets it away cleanly. Revere is going to let this one bounce, and Grand Prairie will field it at about the 4. Worst field position of the game when we come back here on the Zap Network.
Looking for the most unique gift for your student or athlete? Local Legends Figures has you covered. The custom 6-inch figures are designed with you and your legend in mind. They even immortalize yours truly with a custom, never-before-used model to create a Zach the Voice figure for my 30th birthday. Huge thanks to our friends at Local Legends Figures. See pricing and place orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
So Duarte, possibly the MVP on the Grand Prairie side of the ball, Pops, able to get another punt that goes inside the 20-yard line. This one all the way inside the 5.
Be a good test for the Arlington defense. You wonder at what point Coach Peach will choose to just grind it out and run, go to a heavy run game, keep the clock running.
They do elect for the run here, as this is Christian Moore, number 6, coming into the ball game. We have not called his name in a while. He was also in an injury protocol. And Moore able to scamper across the 20 for a fresh set of downs. Glad to see number 6 back in the lineup for Arlington.
Well, the nice thing that run does for the Colt offense is it gets them out of the shadow of that goal post.
Gives them a little bit of breathing room. This is Burton in the backfield with Alvarez. Wilson, the motion man. It's a pass play all the way. Alvarez unable to set his feet. He's going to throw short side, and Brown is going to haul it in for a pickup of 12.
Nice progression going through all of his receivers. Several of them seem to be covered. He was rolling left, throwing across his body as he's rolling left with the right-handed pass, and a good connection there with Brown.
That'll take it to about the 33-yard line as we come up on about 3:33 to go here in the third. A lot of threes right now. 3 receivers and Wilson the H-back. Burton in motion. This will be a handoff, and it looks like Christian Moore is going to get swallowed up in the backfield. First man on the scene for the Gophers, number 32, Jose Avila. Inside linebacker gets the TFL in that one. I think, Pops, it took too long for Alvarez to decide what to do. He had the option to keep it. He had the option to hand it off. He had the option to jet sweep, and he hesitated. And by the time he finally let it go into Christian Moore's breadbasket, the defense was in the backfield.
Yeah, I think that's probably just a reflection of the amount of reps that Alvarez has had so far this year. And he's done a good job overall this evening.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get ready to play.
The more he gets the ball, the better he'll be.
Moore in motion, empty backfield. This time he's able to set his feet, throwing down the left-hand side. And I don't think anybody knew where that one was going. Maybe a miscommunication with Wilson. Maybe he thought that Brown was going to cut in instead of cutting to the sidelines. But regardless, it's an incompletion, and it'll be 3rd and 12.
Yeah, Wilson turned around and looked like he was expecting the ball, but it kind of landed in between him and Brown. No harm, no foul, but it's 3rd and long here for the Colts.
Three receivers set to the right, 2 to the left. Empty backfield for Alvarez. Now Moore will motion into the backfield. He'll serve as a pass pro blocker. Throw is to the right-hand side, and Burton's got it at the 40. What great coordination by number 2 to haul that one in and pick up a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, that pass from Alvarez was just slightly underthrown, and Burton did a good job of in stride reaching back to haul that one in for the big pickup.
That'll take it all the way to the Grand Prairie 38 as we go under 2 minutes to go here in the third. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. H-back on the right-hand side. That's Wilson now shifting to the left for this new formation. 7 on the play clock. They're going to have to get this off soon. And it looks like Coach Peach will have to call a timeout to talk about it. 1:58 to go in the third. We'll take a timeout with them and be back with more high school football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing right after this.
Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hear Zach talk about things beyond the realm of sport, catch him with me, Ben Hart, on the Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast. For nearly a decade, we've been geeking out on IPC about our favorite nerdy things. We have a back catalog of over 350 episodes diving into sci-fi and fantasy stories like no one else. Find the Intergalactic Peace Coalition at ipcpodcast.podbean.com or download via your favorite podcast app.
Welcome back to UTA Maverick Stadium. My broadcasting experience got started with the Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast. My good buddy Ben lives in Pascagoula, Mississippi, not too far away from where the Nippers live and tune in from. He and I have been getting together on a regular basis for the better part of a decade, talking about all things sci-fi and pop culture. Not very into sports, but I'm lucky that I've got sports family members that I can talk to, as this pass is incomplete.
Does Ben and his family go to the First Self-Righteous Church out there?
The place where the squirrel went berserk?
Great song.
I think we asked them about that one time when we went down to visit, and they just rolled their eyes at us.
Like everybody that comes through Pascagoula asks that question. Absolutely.
I will say, if you ever go through southern Mississippi, be sure to stop at Rob's Barbecue on the side. That's Ben's family's establishment. ROB''S, Rob's Barbecue. Some of the best ribs I've ever had in my life. This one's a keeper for Brown, and he's able to scamper away, and Kason Brown is in for his 4th touchdown of the night. He came in with 4 receiving touchdowns, period, on the season, Pops. He's got 4 touchdowns in this game alone.
We were talking a few minutes ago about already thinking about player of the game. I think we've got a candidate.
We've got a candidate. As he punches it in for 6 more with a $1:46 to go. That's a 38-yard scoring play to cap off that scoring drive. The next time you're ready to drive something new, contact Yadi Pagan. You can text or call 817-706-5679. Pierce Ling makes it a 42-point game. We'll be back on Zap right after this.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Con un amplio y auténtico menú, satisface tus antojos o prepara tu próximo evento con nosotros. Visítanos todos los martes para disfrutar de Taco Tuesday con 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrar sucursales cercanas o hacer pedidos en línea, visita taqueriatacoexpress.com.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades. And they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Welcome back to Maverick Stadium. A 42-point advantage for Arlington. And this has kind of been the MO for certain Grand Prairie games, Pops. They fell 55-20 against Keller Central. They fell 64-14 against Bowie, 65-6 against Martin, 54-0 against South Grand Prairie. It's really, really tough when you lose your head coach the way that Grand Prairie did. Coach Ken Ross has to come in and establish a brand new program. And in spite of everything, there's still a lot of room to continue to grow. This one has to be picked up inside the 5, and they're going to give him forward progress.
Yeah.
But a flag is also going to be thrown from the line judge along Arlington's sideline. The coaching staff is pleading for a safety, but the return man will get forward progress to the 4.
It's so tough. You know, Zach, we were talking at the end of that play, that last touchdown by Cason Brown, and the fact that that's his 4th touchdown tonight. Cason Brown, we've been celebrating our seniors here tonight. It's senior night for Arlington High. Cason Brown is a sophomore.
That is scary.
Scary good.
That is scary. If you're in the district, you are going to have to watch out for number 4. 6'1", 190. Super athletic. We've seen him with catches. We've seen him with run plays. We may have a new Isaiah Robertson developing here tonight.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
A half the distance penalty is the call. Something committed by the Gophers on the return. And instead of forward progress to the 4, they're going to start this drive at the 2.
When it rains, it pours on the Gophers.
Jumbo set, run play. That is number 1, Clinton, coming back onto the field. He'll dive forward for 3 yards and take it up to the 5.
Now, we always say we don't ever want to see any of these young men get hurt. Looks like he probably had some time to get retaped over there and strengthen one of those ankles, and glad to see him back.
They're just trying to get enough distance for Duarte to not risk a punt block touchdown.
Yeah, he doesn't want to have to punt from the UTA intramural fields over there, does he?
Clinton falling forward for a few more yards. He's up to about the 8 or the 9 yard line. They will have to get one more play off as we go under a minute to go before we hit the 4th quarter. But it is going to be 3rd down again. And the Gophers are over on 3rd down so far tonight. 15 on the play clock, 30 on the game. 2 running backs back there with Brown. And it looks like they may have to take a timeout so that they don't get a 5-yard penalty. As Grand Prairie takes a timeout with 14 seconds in the 3rd, we'll take a short one with them back in 30 seconds here at Maverick Stadium.
Navigating Medicare options isn't easy. Hi, I'm Patsy Arnold, and when the time came to navigate my options, I went to Chapman Cornelius. They helped me find the best plan for my needs, quoted me life insurance options, and guided me in making my decisions every step of the way. They want to do the same for you, so give them a call at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com.
Welcome back to Maverick Stadium. Pops, you're trying to keep up with the statistics from the Dallas Morning News, and if you're looking at the left-hand column for Grand Prairie, there's not much to look at.
There's not much there. We were talking about they haven't made a 3rd down yet tonight. They haven't made a 1st down the whole game.
0 for 15 passing, 15 total yards, and 5 penalties for 43 yards. They avoided one on that timeout as Clinton gets a bit of a crease. And
that
may be close. That may be very, very close. Are they going to bring out the chain gang?
They're going to call the timeout.
It's to the 12-yard line exactly.
Arlington fans, hold on, because we're liable to just bust out in a cheer if they get a 1st down here.
The chains are moving.
First down for the Gophers.
The chains move as the third quarter clock expires. Grand Prairie's first down of the night will take us to the final 12 minutes of action. We're headed to the fourth quarter, and we'll be back in 30 seconds here on the Zap Network.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
I know I'm calling a bit of an audible here, but Pops, you want to send us home?
Sure. I'm refreshing my stats here, looking for that first down as we begin the fourth quarter here from UTA's Maverick Stadium. Grand Prairie have a fresh set of downs here as Xavier Clinton is back in the lineup, and he got just enough yardage to pick up the first down tonight.
They needed 4. He got them 4. Pops will take over the final 12 minutes of the fourth quarter here.
Brown in the backfield with 2 running backs, one on his left and one on his right. Receivers split left and right. The handoff is to number 10, Aiden Rice, and he tries to get around to that corner, but he just can't get turned upfield as the Colt defense swarms him and brings him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Number 11, Aaron Bishop, a sophomore, in on the tackle for loss. A loss of 1. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Colt defense showing some good pursuit there to get on that outside edge. Rice just couldn't get all the way to that edge and find any kind of a crease to get upfield as Grand Prairie's.
And I think that's kind of been Grand Prairie's strength, is they have athletes that you can get into space and potentially be able to turn the corner. But Arlington is on top of it almost every time.
2nd down and 11 here. The handoff up the middle, up to the right side. Picks up about 3 yards.
That's Harrison on the carry. Gets it back across the original line of scrimmage.
Harrison and Rice, the duo in the backfield with Brown on this series. 3rd down and 9 coming up for Grand Prairie.
Worth noting, Pop, they only have 1 timeout remaining after taking a couple in that third quarter.
Quarterback gets the signal from his coaching staff. Pistol look formation now.
Pistol trips with 3 men to that left-hand side.
Brown throws it in the middle, and it hits. Does it hit the back of his tight end's helmet?
It hit the tight end as he tried to throw it to the middle receiver.
Oh, poor guy. Ronaldo Rodriguez, in the tight end position, hadn't turned around, and it zipped and hit him right in the back of the head.
I don't think he was even looking for it. I think he was supposed to be a downfield blocker, and it was supposed to go to the receiver in the middle, but Rodriguez was out of position, and Brown still yet to have a completion in this ball game.
Yeah, that's going to bring Emmanuel Duarte out, the freshman kicker, kicking from his end zone again, right between the E and the R and the Mavericks here at UTA Maverick Stadium. Revere in Grand Prairie territory at the Grand Prairie 45. Uh-oh, this one goes straight up. He shanked it, and it's coming. It's going to be a very short net yardage gain there because referees are going to line up and put the ball out at the 25-yard line. That's going to take us to a change in possession here, and we'll step aside. This is high school football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing.
From weekend cleanups to major projects, Trinity Logistics Services has the perfect fit for you. With dumpsters ranging from 10 all the way up to 30 feet, they handle both drop-off and pickup so you can stay focused on cleaning up the win. Call 817-693-1302 today and let Trinity Logistics Services help you score big on convenience and efficiency.
Welcome back to live action here from UTA's Maverick Stadium, home of the Arlington Colts for this season after spending a couple of years at Choctaw Stadium.
We got a new man behind center, Pops. Number 14, Aiden Niesel.
Hand off to number 3 on the sweep. Jackson Nelson gets around the corner. Is there flags? He was horse collared on that.
I think a face mask, a horse collar,
something jerked his head around as he tried to turn that corner. And the Colts are liable to pick up some extra yardage here on that particular play. Aiden Nielsen, the junior quarterback, 5'10", 165. Getting some reps now for the Colts.
Ethan Alvarez's night is done. And, Pops, I think the most sure thing that we can say is that he managed the game well.
I totally agree. Did a very good job tonight, both passing and running.
Running away from the defense.
Keelan Wilson checks into the game.
Suffered no sacks.
Yeah, good offensive line work.
Finished 10 of 20 for 177 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Who's in the backfield with Nielsen? Is that Moore?
That may be number 6 Moore. That is Christian Moore.
Snap goes to number 3, Jackson Nelson, and he turns a corner and goes upfield and gets down to about the 5-yard line on that play. Grand Prairie could get him down 3 yards shy of the line to make for another first down they could get here before scoring. Ball placed right at the 5-yard line. Moore in the backfield with Nielsen. One receiver split far out to the right. 2 to the left here as Coach Peach signals the call in for this play. Muhammad Afneh, the senior wide receiver on the far left side here. Snap, rolling to his left. Nielsen throws to the corner, and the ball pops out. Incomplete to Jackson Nelson.
Yeah, and that was going to be a tough completion for Niesel if he was able to get it there. A lot of placement, and it was off of his dominant side. Harmless incompletion, though, as it's third and very manageable.
Niesel looks to the sideline to pick up the next signal from his offensive coaching staff. 3rd down and 3 here with 8:54 left to go in this ball game. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Moore goes in motion, but a flag comes out and stops the play as the motion flag is called here on the Colts. Illegal motion of moving back about 5 yards. New line of scrimmage will be the 10-yard line. We'll get reset here, see if we have the same play call. Niesel steps up to the line of scrimmage.
Probably more of a passing down than it was 5 yards ago.
Niesel puts Moore in motion. Looking across the middle, looks left, rolls to his left, throws to the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown! Number 26 for the Colts, Christian Crawford, the senior wide receiver, hauls in that pass from Aiden Niesel, and the Colts put another touchdown on the board. Sons of the White and Green on senior night.
You got to feel great for the senior getting the score on senior night. And a great progression and an extension of the play by Niesel. Able to set his feet, throw it to his man in stride, and the Colts put up 6 more.
We're going to have a different kicker also now. We have to zero in on his number here for the point after touchdown attempt.
Looks like a 29, Pop.
Number 29 on to kick this one, Emmanuel Barajas. The kick is up, and the referees signal it is good. Your new score, Colts 49, Grand Prairie 0. We'll step aside for a little bit of a break here. This is high school football on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Modern West Windows and Doors invites you to see the difference. Whether you need sliding doors, bay windows, or just need a more modern look, Modern West has options to fit both your style and budget. Stop by the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth to see for yourself, or call 682-255-6094 for more information.
Back to action here after that scoring drive by Arlington. The pass play from Niesel to number 26, Christian Crawford, ended that Colt drive. Next time you're ready to drive something new, contact Yadi Pagan at 817-706-5679. Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
Yadi's definitely getting his money's worth tonight with that scoring drive. Reader, we have issued it 7 times tonight with a 49-0 score here at Maverick Stadium.
Manuel Barajas, the senior, taking over the kickoff duties here. Kick is up, and it's kind of a squibber down the middle to the right side. That's 20, picked up by number 18 for Grand Prairie and brought down very quickly. Number 10, Dermon Cunningham, in on the stop for the Colts.
Big hit by the 6'2" senior defensive back. We've mentioned it a couple of times on the broadcast, a total of 42 seniors on this roster. But then we've also been mentioning a few of the playmakers that are just sophomores and juniors, Pop. The future is bright at Arlington High School to have that many committed seniors that play their 4 years on this squad and to have some up-and-coming players that are going to make some noise in future seasons.
Yeah, that is just part of the culture that Scott Peach has built here at Arlington High in his 23 years. We go to these events at Jay Gilligan's for the the pre-season startup rally and the postseason startup kickoff rally, and there's just great crowds there. Pitch to the right, and then he turns back to the left, and he's hit hard behind the line of scrimmage. Number 10, Aiden Rice, planted. And again, Grand Prairie's behind the sticks on their drive.
And you can't fault them for trying. They've tried run plays, they've tried stretch plays, they've tried toss plays, they've tried curl routes and comebacker routes and out routes. They've gone through the playbook, but Arlington's just on top of it.
Brown ready for the snap here. Handoff going up the middle, finds a little bit of a crease, gets up to about the 16-yard line before he's brought down.
Number 27 for Arlington, Bauer Ivish, the senior linebacker, lost his shoe on that one in pursuit of the running back.
New placement of the football right about the 26-yard line for Grand Prairie, as it's going to be 3rd down and long. Grand Prairie looking for their second first down of the game here as Brown steps up in a pistol look. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. The snap is blown dead almost immediately.
Looks like a timeout taken by Coach Ross with 7:03 to go here in the 4th. That is their 3rd and final timeout, and we'll take one with them and be back with more high school football on Zap after this.
Buying a vehicle can be overwhelming. That's why Yadi Pagan at Classic Chevrolet has created a guide to car buying to help ensure you make the right choice. Classic South has a great selection of pre-owned vehicles, and Yadi will put all his energy to make sure you get the best deal possible. Call 817-706-5679. Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
Welcome back to the waning moments of the 4th quarter here. 7:03 to go here. Arlington 49, Grand Prairie's Gophers 0. Grand Prairie just took their last timeout of the ball game. Arlington has 2 left on the board should they need them. Brown back out there behind center in a pistol look with number 8, Cameron Ferguson. Handoff is fake to Ferguson. He rolls to the left and throws short to his receiver, who doesn't quite get the first down. He's going to be about a yard short on the far side of the field there. Will they go for it, Zach?
Pops, I think it's just more worth mentioning that that's the first completion of the ball game.
There you go, Brown's first completion.
Brown's first completion, regardless of whether it's to the line to gain or not.
They are going to go for it here, it looks like.
Why not?
Well, I would hesitate to see Arlington have another easy score. But it is 4th down and 1 here. The handoff is to the running back up the middle, and he's met at the line of scrimmage, but he gets over and he gets out to the outside 40, 45, 50. He's headed for the end zone here. One man to beat, 10, 5, Grand Prairie, touchdown.
That's number 2, Jalen Harrison, and he finally uncorks one late in the ball game. Arlington definitely playing with a few backups, but the shutout is averted late in this ball game as the Grand Prairie Gophers finally get rid of the goose egg.
Unfortunately, we have to listen to the Texas A&M fight song from the Grand Prairie band.
Is that what they play?
we hadn't heard it all evening.
We hadn't heard it all evening.
The kick for the point after touchdown is up and good. It's now Arlington 49, Grand Prairie 7. We'll step aside and take a little break here late in the 4th quarter. This is high school football on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
Welcome back to 4th quarter action here on senior night for Arlington High School. Live action coming from UTA's Maverick Stadium here on the heart of the UT Arlington campus. This field opened my senior year in high school. You mentioned, God was my first grade teacher. It was 1982 when we opened this ball field as Arlington High's home field. We shared Cravens with Lamar High School my sophomore and junior years. But we were very excited to come to the bright, shiny new stadium here in the middle of the Arlington city and the campus here at UTA. Left for a few years, went over to Choctaw Stadium, and it's been nice to be back. Nostalgic feel here at UT Arlington campus. Senior night for the Arlington High Colts, 49-7 here with 6:25 left in the ball game as Grand Prairie finally gets on the board with a really good run by Jalen Harrison.
Yeah, as I said, Harrison and the rest of the Grand Prairie offense had been trying to get that kind of open space all night long, and it finally took Arlington's number 2s on the depth chart to allow it to happen. And it's a testament to just how locked down Arlington's starters have been all evening long. You always want a shutout if you can possibly get it, but to have gone 3.5 quarters without allowing a point on the board is very impressive from that Arlington starting defense.
After the kickoff by Grand Prairie, Max Revere calls for the fair catch, and Arlington will take over here at about the 26-yard line here. Number 14, Aiden Niesel back out to lead the troops. Number 6, Christian Moore with him in the backfield. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver to the right. Man goes in motion is Jackson Nelson. The handoff is to Moore, moves his way to the left side of the line, gets into the second level, and is finally brought down by his shirt sleeve. And it looks like we've got a couple of Grand Prairie players who are slow to get up here as the referees call timeout, and the coaching staff comes out to check on them. We'll step aside here during this injury timeout. This is high school football on ZAP.
Well, hold on, Pops. They're helping him up.
Oh.
We were all ready to say goodnight.
We try to be respectful. Always want to be respectful in an injury situation. As number 8 is having a hard time getting off the field there. Cameron Ferguson, the senior for Grand Prairie. So we'll hold off on that commercial break at this time.
I would say 99% of the bills have been paid anyways. And with 6:12 to go in the ball game, we're not in any real rush.
We greatly appreciate all of our sponsors and want to give them the time to shine for helping us bring you this broadcast. We should have a first down and about 4 to go here, as number 6, Christian Moore, picked up some good yardage on that play, even though he was dragging a couple of defenders with him. Moore, a junior, 5'8", 175, running back. Snap is to Nielsen, handoff to Moore. He weaves his way through the middle of the line, and he's going to pick up a first down here as the ball gets to about the 37-yard line.
A little bit of extracurricular happening as somebody still had a grip on Christian Moore's ankle well after the play was blown dead. And justifiably, there's a few people in green shirts that are a little miffed about that.
They want to defend their teammate, their running back there, and the ball gets moved backwards.
I think they said that his knee was down around the 37. So even though he leaned forward and maybe skipped forward a little bit, that is where they'll mark him down. Still
a first down.
Still a first down, though. Jot Holly tuning in on the chat saying happy Halloween to the Zap crew. A very happy and safe Halloween to you all as well.
Nielsen gets the snap, looks to the outside edge. Number 83 gets the reception there on that play. Number 83, Muhammad Afne, the senior wide receiver. And we've got a flag on the field.
Yeah, it looked like Grand Prairie jumped before the snap, and with Afne's very short gain, I think they'll probably take the free 5 yards here. It's offsetting penalties.
Oh, okay.
Somebody did jump, but I think there was an Arlington player that was. Oh no,
they
no,
are moving.
He just signaled the wrong direction.
Yeah.
When he signaled offsides, he pointed the wrong direction. That is 5 yards.
1st and 5. Niesel and Moore in the backfield. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for the Colt offense here. Man goes in motion. The handoff is to number 80, Robert Jackson. Did I see that number right? Is it flashed by us there?
He's listed as a senior wideout, so if they put him in on a jet sweep situation, it's possible.
Yep, that's number 80. So we're really having to pay attention here to the players that are getting in the ball game late in this 49-7 match, and we're glad to see number 80 getting a little play there. Robert Jackson, the wide receiver senior, getting his hands on the ball and making a difference. 2nd down and 5 here for the Colt offense now.
One of 42 seniors on this roster. Going to keep saying that, going to keep emphasizing that. A lot of very committed seniors, and now some of them getting some reps here late in the 4th.
High snap to Niesel. He gets a hold of it, hands it off to Moore, who weaves his way to the right side, and another flag on the far side. Referee, maybe a hand got up in the face mask as they were bringing Moore down. We'll have to see what the call is. He didn't quite get the first down yardage on the play, but if there's some tacked on here, the Colts will start with a new set of downs. And they are moving the ball.
It is a face mask. That's an additional 15 yards.
New spot of the ball will be into Grand Prairie territory at the 39-yard line of the Gophers. Colts bring their offense across midfield here. Aiden Niesel, the quarterback right now for the Colts, looking to the sideline for this next play call. Christian Moore in the backfield with him.
Coming up on 3 minutes to go here in the ball game. Remember to stay tuned for the post-game show presented by John Wade Roofing once this game goes final.
3:03 left in this 4th quarter.
Hey, I know 3:03. It's just a couple of blocks over.
It is. Man in motion. The handoff is to the man in motion on the sweep. He turns it upfield. It's going to pick up maybe 1 yard on the play before he's brought down by the GP defense.
That is number 36, Xander Dade, junior wideout, listed at 5'7".
I like that name, Xander.
Xander. I've seen it with a Z as well.
Moore comes off to the sideline for this play. Who's in the backfield with Niesel, Mr. Zach?
39, it looks like.
39. Amarian Havard.
He'll get it.
Sweep to the left side, up the middle. He's got some room to run. 20, 15, 10, still on his feet. Finally brought down at about the 8-yard line. But a great pickup there. And there's some flags on the play there.
Some mustard on the lettuce right at the 40-yard line.
Probably a hold out there. Somebody leading the blocking out there. Maybe it's a spot foul. Wouldn't be enough for a first down if it were. Referees conferring right about the 22.
There's another one at the 22. I saw one back at the 40, Pops.
Oh, well, there you go.
Herd of zebras conferring at that 22-yard line, though.
Senior night here. 2:05 left in the ball game. Colts 49, Gophers 7. Not a ton of drama based on this call here. We'll see what they call.
I appreciate the fact that they're trying to get it right, though. It helps maintain the integrity of the game.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike is the call on Grand Prairie. As if they needed. Oh, offsetting unsportsmanlikes.
Somebody's been ejected. Speaker system not really feeding into our ambient mic all that well, but the referee definitely issued a thumb to signal that somebody had been disqualified from the game. You hate to see that with 2:05 to go in the ball game.
Just frustrations.
A lot of frustration. You've had scores like this all season long. It's more of the same, and you do everything that you can to try to prevent that from happening, and it's just out of your hands. We've reached the 2-minute timeout here at Maverick Stadium. First and goal when we come back here on the Zap Network.
PDA Advocacy Group would like to remind you that autism is a wide spectrum of neurological differences and it's on the rise, now affecting 1 in 36 Americans and more cases found in males. Those with autism have trouble with social interactions, communication, and can engage in repetitive or self-harming behaviors. While the causes of autism are still being researched, we can begin to learn more by visiting nationalautismassociation.org.
Back to live action here after the 2-minute timeout. Colts 49, Gophers 7. The ball resting right on the goal, the soccer goal line, the goalie box. Zach Arnold Productions does some semi-pro soccer. We did a lot of that this summer. So I recognize those golden lines out there. Ball actually resting at about the 8-yard line. Niesel takes the snap, hands it off to his running back, but he's met immediately and not making no yardage. Amarian Havard, the senior running back, gets knocked back a few yards.
Loss of 3 on the play as the clock continues to roll. A reminder to stay tuned for the post-game show presented by John Wade Roofing at the conclusion of this ball game.
Colts looking to the sideline for the next play call. Amarian Havard going to be in the backfield with number 14, Aiden Niesel, the quarterback for the Colts here in the fourth quarter. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Snap handoff to Havard. Looks to the right side, makes no progress as he's met by 3 or 4 Gopher defenders. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 3rd down from the 11-yard line.
Pops, we're under 45 seconds to go. I imagine Arlington will do one more run play, and that will be it for tonight's ball game.
Yeah. 15 seconds on the play clock, 30 on the game clock. Looks like victory formation, actually. Niesel's just going to take the snap and take a knee. Good sportsmanship there by Coach Peach and the Colts. And that will do it for tonight's ball game from senior night. 19 seconds to go. Both teams heading to their respective sidelines. And we're just waiting on the last few seconds to tick off here as Arlington heads toward the mid-stripe line to go shake hands with their opponents and close out this game as the band strikes up Sons of the White and Green one more time tonight. Arlington 49, Gophers 7.
Arlington improves to 6-3 on the season, 3-3 in district play with a rivalry game against Martin looming next Thursday over at Glassby Field. There's still a lot of mathematics to play out that are way over my head, that I don't have any control over, that Arlington has very little control over. And so we're not really going to take a look at playoff scenarios just yet, but there is a very distinct possibility that a lot of teams will finish 4-3 in district play this year, but only 2 of those teams will make it to the postseason outside of Bowie and South. So there's still a lot to figure out, a lot left to play for, and we'll do our best to figure it all out as best we can between then and now.
Hey, keep your eye on the Zach Arnold Productions socials, as Zach's really good about keeping us posted with the latest news.
As best I can, anyways. Time for the post-game show presented by our friends at John Wade Roofing. John Sr. played for Arlington High and was team MVP in 1976. He also played for TCU and UTA football, earning all conference and conference champion honors. After a stint with the Houston Oilers, he started roofing in 1982 and never looked back. His legacy on the gridiron is now matched by the legacy that the company has built in the community for over 40 years. The next time you have roofing needs, gutters, painting, solar, or more, call the family that does more at 817-265-5520. We'll go ahead and bring it into our broadcast area here at Maverick Stadium. Hello, everyone. Alongside my now hooded Pops, I'm Zach Arnold. Pops, after the sun went down, it got a little chilly, but Arlington's offense stayed red hot.
They sure did. This is the kind of weather we hope for. In Texas, we still have 90 degrees all the way into October, so we're really glad to have some fall-like weather here as we head to the end of the season, as Arlington High lines up on the sideline to honor the school and the playing of the school song. But what a ball game tonight for the Colt defense. I mean, the offense did its job. They put 49 points on the board.
They did.
But the defense, wow, what a bounce-back performance, like Cam was saying at halftime, from this defense led by
players like Cam Gray, Derman Cunningham, Luis Mendoza. We were calling all kinds of names tonight that were containing a very electric ground game for Grand Prairie. They finished just 1 of 18 for passing tonight, that one completion happening in the fourth quarter. Pretty much all of the rest of their yardage came on the ground. They finished with a total of 95 rushing yards, but I imagine most of those came from the one touchdown rush by Jalen Harrison. They're giving him a total of 89 of those yards and the lone touchdown for the Gophers. He and I don't mean to say this derogatorily, but Emmanuel Duarte never had a blocked punt. He had one shank, but he was out there quite a bit.
Yes, he was.
And he had several punts that ended up inside the 20 and one inside the 5 in order to help try to flip field position. And so there are some valiant efforts from Grand Prairie that are worth recognizing, but I think the real story is this senior class. The leadership, the heart, the integrity with which they play. It was on full display tonight. In addition to players like Kason Brown, who's just a sophomore. We were talking about him possibly being our Trinity Logistics Player of the Game. I think it can be official now. 4 touchdowns in the ball game. He definitely showed out for Arlington tonight.
Yeah, that's one thing that was encouraging is you mentioned several times that we have a really committed group of young men who have played all 4 years and are seniors tonight. A lot of them got into the game here at the end of the ballgame and made some good plays, and so that was fun to see them out there. But it was also encouraging to see the younger players, the sub-seniors, the sophomores that are out there, and the juniors in Mendoza on both sides of the ball. The underclassmen that are making plays and getting a lot of reps bode well for the future for Arlington High football.
Cason Brown had 4 carries for 72 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also had 5 catches for 65 yards and another 2 touchdowns. So he was able to do it with the receptions and with the ground game. 4 total scores out of the 7 that Arlington put up there. And then it's hard to deny him the Trinity Logistics Player of the Game with numbers like that.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And
but you know, on some of the other players that were notable. I mean, we mentioned Ethan Alvarez did a really good job managing the game tonight.
He did,
using his legs and his passing abilities. Jamar Burton with several of those great sweep plays, picking up some good yardage tonight. Cason Brown, like you said, he's the player of the game. But oh my gosh, we just had so many good plays tonight. Obviously, you're going to have a bunch of good plays with 49 points on the board.
Right.
And then great on the defensive side as well, holding Grand Prairie to 7. So it was just an overall good effort tonight, and a good way to kind of gear up and get ready for rivalry week, Spirit Week at Arlington High. A lot of emotions running high heading into the game against Martin next week.
It has been a long time since Arlington has won consecutive games against Martin. They defeated the Warriors last year to send them into the postseason. It was a win and in situation, and we got to cover that one. And now they need that win and a little bit of maybe some Halloween magic in order to make it to the postseason. We'll do our best to figure all of that out as we can. But one more shout out to the 42 seniors that participated in this senior night festivity. We're looking forward to seeing what they can do in the future and looking forward to next week's game as well. Pops, what are some scores from the district from our friends at Eka Signs as we get ready to close this thing out?
Yeah, the Eka Signs scoreboard. Last night's game on Thursday, Bowie defeated Lamar 45-38 to stay undefeated in district action. Sam Houston put 14 points on the board, but Martin put 57 up. So it's 57-14. Martin wins that one over at Choctaw. Over at the Gopher Warrior Bowl, Haltom ended up with 6 points to South Grand Prairie's 30. So South Grand Prairie stays undefeated, heading into next week's head-to-head game against the Bowie Volunteers.
We'll be doing a live double feature next week as Arlington is at Martin at Glassby Field, and then right back here at UTA, you and Jot Holly will be on the call for the district championship between Bowie and South. So a lot of really great stuff to take place next week on the Zap Network, but that is going to do it for all of us here tonight at Maverick Stadium. Hope you all had a wonderful Halloween. Thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's broadcast and supporting local broadcasters, interns, family members, local businesses by being a part of this broadcast. For everyone at Zach Arnold Productions, I am Zach Arnold, thanking you for tuning in, and we'll see you all next week. But until then, have a happy Halloween, have a great night, and have a great weekend.
End stream.